What's happening? Benton here. I'm not quite ready. I saw it was 1:11 and figured I might as well click go live. So I'll be right with you. Trying to get everything about to roll out of the truck stop here. I just realized I'm probably waking up these folks next to me. I better be a little quiet there. Drew's still live, but I would have left about an hour ago. So at some point, I got to start driving. Yeah, I mean. Oh, and I think I might have forgotten to take my digestive enzymes when I ate just now, which that'll be interesting. I might be getting sick. We'll see. See what happens. How is everybody? I see Illumitami posted. Always good to see him posting in the chat. I think people are starting to see what's up with this Provo kid, and I will, and that's why my little user tag or whatever that is on StreamYard. That's why it's shout out to EBT, by the way. Hashtag things Benton can do. Well, Benton is a fucking idiot savant at the level of strategy. I can tell you that right now, especially interpersonally. I take full credit for sussing this bozo out intuitively. And I'm speaking of a bozo kid, I mean Provo kid. I sussed that fool out immediately. But that's what intuition is. It's knowledge gained outside of, logic and reason. I didn't know why I didn't want to talk to him, but it's the verbal Jeet Kune Do. Is anybody else seeing this? Verbal Jeet Kune Do. Man, I don't know if I can even get out of this truck stop. I'm in Tulsa at the Flying J, man. They got me jammed up in here, man. Wish y'all could see what my trailer's doing. This is nuts, man. This is like just enough room to get out. And by the way, if you see, I don't know if you see these tractors that are right on the screen right now. See, I could have parked there when I got here yesterday, but I knew that some bozo would do this over here on the left. See where he's parked? These guys on the other side can't get out because of where that bozo's parked. So I always select my spots based on, will I be able to get out of this motherfucker in the morning? Or in the early AM, rather. And my company, very annoyingly, is trying to get me to go get the trailer inspected. So I'm going to stop at a Love's about 180 miles south of here and see if they'll inspect the trailer. Oh, man. But yeah, it's the verbal Jeet Kune Do. So somebody like me who's an idiot savant, and this is where where I get into problems with tinfoil is because, shout out to Toilet Bowl Earth. One of my favorite content creators, by the way, when he does actually finally make some content twice a year, or whatever it ends up being. And I really do mean that, by the way. But as far as having a conversation with him, it's the verbal Jeet Kune Do. He will not take a form. And it's literally, if you remember this thing where Bruce Lee is being interviewed and he's talking about be formless like water. Like that's literally what these bozos do. And you see it with Provo Kid. His position is always relative to my position. So all he ever does, and this is what Drew says about the counterpunching, all he will ever do is counterpunch. But it's like as soon as I see that strategy, well, now I'm formless like water, and now there's just no conversation. Or there's no conversation with him. See how it works? Because if he's laying back in the cut waiting for something to happen, well, I can obviously also lay back in the cut and wait for something to happen. Like that's a valid strategy, right? But it's like rock, paper, scissors, and your opponent will only ever throw rock. Well, I throw rock every time because I know my opponent's always going to throw rock. Guess what? We can't play rock, paper, scissors. That means there's just no rock, paper, scissors game. But he can talk about all he wants that oh, I can argue every side of everything. That's not true. No, you cannot, Provo Kid, because you cannot argue a side. You cannot argue from the position of having given a strong opinion first. So no, you cannot argue every position or every side. You can argue any position, you can argue any side from a specific position. And see, this is where my autism can be very helpful to the community at large. See, this can be very, very helpful as something's occurring that I'm always fascinated with these cars that get behind a big rig at 1 a.m. in city driving, but they could easily just go around me. But they'll be content to just, oh, are they actually going to pass now? I'm just going to stop, so they'll go. I'm always fascinated by that. It's one car. If you leave a truck stop and you go into city driving at 1 a.m, one car will appear out of nowhere and just follow you. I mean, damn near every time. That's when it is tongue in cheek, but that's what I mean when I'm talking about this gang stalking. Like that happened, but obviously the car, if they wanted to, could pay enough attention. They very easily could have gotten in front of me leaving the truck stop. It would have been very, very simple matter to just, oh, that truck's about to pull out. My car can go way faster. I'll just get in front of the truck. And even if the truck floors it, the truck cannot possibly strike my vehicle. It's literally impossible. And I know I've been saying literally a lot lately, but I do believe it bears repeating. Sometimes it's apropos. But yeah, it's the verbal Jeet Kune Do, which is fine, by the way. Strategically in a context, of course, all strategies are on the table. But why would I want to talk to someone and I know that no matter what, he's always going to go to the verbal Jeet Kune Do? And if anybody notices, and what we're talking about, by the way, is I think maybe he's still live, Drew over there at Get Chalked Up. And see, this is where I'm helpful to the community, if it's a community. And I'm not saying it is, but I guess I just kind of did. But, you know, if we want to call it a community in a certain context, this is where I'm helpful, is because I immediately detect this is communism, by the way. Provo Kid probably doesn't know, but when we talk about, oh, well, maybe this person is not an agent, but, you know, they're functioning as an agent. So they say, oh, well, they're not an agent in that they get a check from the government, but they're functioning as an agent. Well, Provo Kid probably isn't a formal member of the Communist Party, but he functions as a communist. And I think a lot of people just don't see it. And especially, and by the way, this is the generation gap. Why? Because I'm Gen X, which is effectively a boomer. And especially the boomers got this full shot of, nationalism, you know, traditional family values and all this programming. And they got the Cold War programming, well, actually leading into the Cold War, and then I got the Cold War programming, right? So they don't, when you get into the sphere of, you start talking about things like divorce and the fact that you see somebody like Provo Kid talking about, he's trying to refer to the state mediating a divorce between a man and a woman, and he's trying to say that the state is impartial. And then Provo Kid himself says that his mother is a divorce attorney. But see, we can't let this communist have it both ways. So as soon as I hear him say that, I just post in the chat, yeah, how much money has your mom, Provo Kid? How much money has your mother taken from a woman and given to a man in the context of a divorce? And I think Drew just emailed me. Well, Drew, if you're still live, I can't compete with your numbers anyway there, brother. I waited as long as I could, my man. I got shit to say, buddy. Apologies. I'm certainly not trying to go toe to toe or head to head. Maybe he shut it down. I don't know. So see, this is, and my autistic brain is very helpful in a way, because I notice all of these details as Provo Kid's talking. I'm assessing everything he's saying, which is not much, by the way. He went about 30 minutes and said damn near nothing, right? That's the verbal Jeet Kune Do. So eventually, Provo Kid, the communist, when they attempt to pin him down, okay, he will allow himself to be so-called pinned down in certain ways. And he chose to use this divorce, right? But then now Provo Kid's trying to make it seem like he's talking about divorce, but then now Drew and the other men, by the way, on the panel, and this is not a man, Provo Kid, you're not a man. I've observed you with the spirit of your mama, as much as I don't like the phrase spirit of your mama. When he gets that condescending tone and goes into these certain types of feminine style of speaking, that is spirit of your mama, sir. And as much as I don't like that phrase, that's what that is. So as soon as they try to pin him down on, the fact that every man knows that most divorces are initiated by women, that's a fact, Provo Kid. You can say whatever you want. That's a statistical fact. The majority of divorces in this country are initiated by women. That's an FACT fact. You can say whatever you want. Nothing you say, Provo Kid, can change that reality. So why would I listen to someone and see, Illumitami won't do this. Now, and this is where I got a lot of love for Illumitami. Illumitami, if I make a point, he will allow the point to stand. Now, he will most likely then go off on his own thing that will possibly build on what I'm saying, or it may not. What he will not do is immediately go into verbal Jeet Kune Do. Oh, Benton just took a form, so let me go ahead and get in where I fit in and attack what Benton just said, see? Because I can't attack an attack, right? Because do you see how this works strategically? It's going to be very difficult for me to just turn around and start attacking the very basis of his attack. And I know that's not making a lot of sense. And in fact, it's not making a lot of sense to me. But I know what I'm saying, so maybe it means something. I don't know. Getting a little over my skis here. Bring it back to center. But do you see the tactics? I think a lot of y'all don't see the tactics. You just say, hey, why is Benton Spurgeon? Why won't he come up on the panel? And then I've got, by the way, here's what commies do, folks. Commies show up somewhere where they probably don't belong, by the way. But that's okay. I'm not the police. I don't police the content of Drew's channel, Drew's backup channel. But commies show up and start making rules. So I'm in the live chat eviscerating Provo Kid. So Provo Kid says, oh, keyboard warrior, why don't you come up on the panel? Well, I'm like, hey, buddy, I was here talking to Drew on Discord, on live streams, and on prepared videos, and on our D Live show that Drew used to make clips from and post on Get Chalked Up, some of which are still on Get Chalked Up. If you bothered to learn your history there, Bozo Kid. There's literal clips of me and Drew talking over Discord before panels were a thing on our own Sunday show that me and Drew used to do. Yeah. And talking about, oh, keyboard warrior, come up on the panel. Commies show up out of nowhere and just start making rules. And why is this effective? Shout out to Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. It's called ridicule. Well, see, I don't process ridicule. Ridicule don't apply to me, as some of you may notice. In fact, that's probably one of the main reasons why anybody would even listen to me. I don't process ridicule. It's called Benton can access his authenticity much easier than many people. Now, I certainly detect that ridicule is being directed at me. I detect it, see? But I don't process it in that, oh no, I'm being ridiculed in front of my peer groups. I better go up on the panel and release the tension of this ridicule that's been directed my way. Are you fucking kidding me, you fucking bozo? Meanwhile, I got somebody in a literal arranged marriage, assuming that he has kids in wedlock. I'm just going to assume that he does hold true to the Mormon ethos, and that if he has children, he is in fact married. So here now, somebody in a literal arranged marriage is going to tell the rest of us about dating and relationships, talking about this American Pie stuff. That's why you didn't understand the message of American Pie with respect to MILFs, bozo kid. No, no, no. The young boy banging the old woman, and I'm assuming that's what we're talking about with MILFs, right? I don't have a clear memory of the movie American Pie, so I might be a little wrong here, but no, that's based on the very real thing now, that if a guy's 22, 22-year-old girls won't have nothing to do with him for the most part. Now, can he maybe order one up on Tinder and have her show up? Sure. If he earns $150,000 a year and she earns $75,000 a year, will she choose to cohabitate with him? But she's the boss and she runs the show. Yeah, possibly. But when Benton was 22, Benton had a dom-sub relationship with his girlfriends and wives. And by the way, Benton didn't decide that it was going to be a dom-sub relationship. If I wasn't the dom to their sub, they didn't want nothing to do with Benton. See, that's all change. See? That's all change. Provo kid, bozo kid. See, you don't know nothing about this because you're from Utah, and which, by the way, I immediately noticed when he wanted to come up on my panel and talk about marriage. I said, well, you're from Utah, man. None of this applies to Utah. Clearly, like Utah is the so-called exception that proves the rule. So yeah, let's have some bozo from Utah come up here and make counterpoints to what I'm saying. That's a great idea. That's what the channel needs, bozo kid. Someone from the only state where a lot of people do get married and stay married for the long term. The 1 out of 50 states where that happens. Yeah, great idea, Provo kid. But again, Benton somehow just immediately, number one, has the knowledge, and I will, and it is hashtag things Benton can do. So number one, I have enough of an understanding of statistics. By the way, anthropologists, sociologists, psychologists, I have enough of a knowledge of what in the hell is going on in Utah. Well, guess who went to Southern Utah University in the late 90s? Shout out to Cedar City, Utah. And me and another guy installed the inventory management system at Southern Utah University, Provo kid, for their college bookstore. And guess who used TCP/IP protocol with his Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer on Windows 2000? Guess who used his, oh shit, I missed my exit. See, this is one of the areas where the exits don't match up, where the GPS doesn't match up to the actual road. Because I looked at the GPS earlier, and where the drawing was telling me to go, there wasn't an exit there. But I was supposed to exit early and then take like a secondary exit. But what happens is they change these roads. They've had road construction through here. They change the exits, and then the GPS doesn't understand. So it doesn't look like it'll be too bad of a turnaround, though. Bummer, dude. I was on one. Now I'm brought back to reality. Oh, Southern Utah University. Yeah. So, and Provo kid literally trying to mock me for talking about that I've been on the internet since '94 and I understand the internet, and wanting to mock me and trying to say that he's been on the internet since '96. Well, you might have been on AOL or CompuServe, sir. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about your BBS. I'm talking about the internet. So I went to your state, Provo kid. They needed an Arkansan with a crazy accent, because I guess there weren't nobody around the local area there in Cedar City who knew how to make their own inventory management system for their college bookstore. And then that was the first time ever that somebody had used that particular inventory management system, written by Arkansans, by the way. Yeah, in a very obscure programming language called Pick Basic. Yeah, and then poured it out to run on Windows NT. And then, okay, well, now computer networks are a thing. Hey, why don't we just, instead of trying to figure out how to get access to this remote location of the college bookstore, let's just send Benton there. And even though we really don't know how to make this work, let's just send him there and he can just make the shit work over TCP/IP, which is exactly what Benton did. Not that Benton is some fucking genius, because certainly he's not. But I was a computer expert right around the year 2000. Go fuck yourselves. Dude, this is fucking fraught with peril. Look at this shit. What are they doing to me? Benton earning his money today, y'all. Benton is earning his money today. Good gravy. This is not designed for big rigs, I can tell you that much. Oh, there's a gigantic hole over there to the right that I can't see, but we're about to put the trailer tires off into a gigantic hole. So yeah, maybe this thing would have passed inspection, but it might not after this. Well, based on where I think the trailer tires are, I don't think I'm in the hole, but we're about to find out. Yeah, I think I caught the top of the curb, but we avoided the gigantic hole. Yay! That very well may have sliced open the tires, one of the tires. Just truck driving things. But the moral of the story for this Southern Utah stuff is I recognize that Mormons use the young women to recruit for the cult, and it is a cult. LDS is a literal mind control cult. That's what it is. It literally mind controls the members, as we can see from Provo Kid, assuming he was raised up in the religion, and I actually don't know that. But he's certainly heavily programmed. I just don't know if that's what's programmed him necessarily, is the Mormons. Now, you think he would be based, and how does one grow up a Mormon with a divorce attorney for a mom? So maybe he's not a Mormon. I don't know. Oh, we missed it again. See, we missed it again. We missed the exit. Wow, this is crazy. This interchange is fuck. See that wall they've built there? Wow, this is insane. Well, I guess I'll just keep turning around and drive this interchange repeatedly. Fucking Tulsa, man. I'm becoming reminded of why I almost never come to Tulsa, and I almost never come this way. I actually only came this way because I wanted to stop at a truck stop in a certain amount of time, based on the amount of hours I drove yesterday. This is hilarious. And good Lord. I'm just going to have to stop talking and just 10 and 2 and just stare at the fucking road after I make this, my second U-turn here. I guess that's why that wall's there. I'm assuming people did what I would have done and just jumped over there after having realized I was in the process of missing the exit. But imagine being from a state like Utah and just assuming that and by the way, talk about anecdotal evidence and then just assume that the way you grew up in Utah has anything to do with the rest of the country when it comes to what divorce is for the vast majority of the populace in this country. Can I just go straight and add like 10 miles and still make it there? I probably cannot. All right. Apologies, folks, but I'm going to have to just pay strict attention to my driving or I'll just miss the fucking thing for the third time. Normally I can rant and rave no problem and I can still make all the exits. That's why I'm not looking at the live chat right now, by the way, because I already knew I was in an area where I need to be able to see the GPS. So on my second phone, all I'm doing is looking at the GPS this whole time, and I'm still missing the exits. Waiting to get on the straight road so I can check in with the live chat. So I'll take 50% of the blame for this. The other half is on the road design because I don't have these issues in most areas. Fuck Tulsa, by the way. This place sucks. I hate Tulsa. And if you want to talk about the cops, the jackbooted oppressor thugs committing acts of violence upon the populace, look into Tulsa. This is one of the worst places in the country for that shit. Meanwhile, Arkansas, based on my own personal research, statistically one of the lowest rates of the oppressor thugs killing the locals or killing the populace. Tulsa, one of the worst places in the entire country for that. All right, let's pay attention to the driving. What was that? See, that's about 20 minutes, right? That's, by the time I get where I'm supposed to go, it's going to be, that'll literally be 20 wasted minutes. Not that it matters because I'm not really doing much work over the weekend. Although arguably getting this trailer inspected and then trying to see if I can get my shop to fix my APU, although I will not be paid for any of that, I would consider that to be work. I do a lot of unpaid work in this job. All right. Can Benton make the exit? Exit 224. 75 South. I'm going to tell you, Bubba, if you're getting behind me, you might as well go ahead and do it, or you might as well pass me. I don't know what this guy's doing back here. I got a rig right off my left flank back here. I done missed it twice, Bubba. I don't know what you're doing, but hell, he's LTL pulling doubles. He knows where he's going. He must be on his phone. I have my signal on for half a mile there, buddy. You're taking the exit. Yeah, exactly. Just go ahead and pass. Holy shit, are we actually going to do this? Amazing. Amazing. So I'm really expected to have conversations. Oh, I've still got to pay attention. There's still more. Still more is happening. If you look at this interchange on paper, it's on the map, it's just like, this is the most inefficient way this could possibly be done. And they're building more. They're building more to it. Yeah, this is nuts. Say what you want about Dallas. This shit don't happen to me in Dallas, and I don't know the roads. I do the same shit in Dallas. I just look at the fucking GPS. This never happens to me in Dallas. Almost never. Fucking Tulsa, man. I will not be coming back through here. This was optional. Take this particular route. Oh, and it's fucking toll roads. The company's paying money for me to be subjected to this. How about that? $20 just to get here. Just so I could almost get blocked in at that bullshit ass truck stop that I've never been to. There's got to be some kind of reason why I've never been to that motherfucker. Okay, are we finally on the right road after 20 minutes of ranting and raving? How long have we been streaming? Let's see. Yeah, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Oh, well. Such is life. Thank you for bearing with me. Is anybody actually here listening to this? That's the question. Oh, do I got to make more turns? Let's see. That says 5 miles. No, it's a straight shot. Okay, good. Oh, amazing. All right, let me see if I can check in with the live chat. And I give my, hey, 35 watching. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on here? But yeah, Provo Kid, Bozo Kid, you need this. See? But no, I'm not in league with commies, Provo Kid. So the fact that you say, oh, well, Benton won't do this and Benton won't do that. Yeah, Benton doesn't allow commies to dictate how he interacts in the world. So you're exactly right, Bozo. There's a whole lot of things I'm not going to do in my interactions with you. Now, I may very well let you host the show again if that's something you're into. But why would I talk to you? I mean, seriously, why would I talk to you? And Drew, I would read your email, but that's the phone I'm streaming from. And hopefully I didn't I just assumed it would be half of my normal audience since Drew's live. I didn't realize more folks would actually show up. So I'll have to give my apologies to Drew at some point. If you're here, Drew, my apologies, sir. This was not my intention. But yeah, no, I don't let commies, bozo kids, show up and start making rules, and then in part because I've read Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, and basically that's the playbook for commies to just show up out of nowhere and start making rules. And their number one method for doing that is ridicule. And I think most of y'all don't realize that. And it's okay that you don't, but I see it for what it is instantaneously. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. That's a commie showed up out of nowhere trying to make rules. And immediately trying to ridicule when he tried to go kill the messenger on Kim, immediately trying to, why don't you have a channel, Kim? Meanwhile, Kim's literally got the biggest channel out of everybody. You fucking bozo. So, yeah, let me go have a conversation with this bozo. Oh, keyboard warrior, come up on the panel. Well, except I was here talking to Drew before there was a panel. And we used to do a live show and try to take calls and nobody would call in. And then, here came EBT, and now I'll go to third mic because I want to hear what EBT has to say. And then Croco, we occasionally got Croco on there. But then I quit my job and my drinking spiraled out of control, and I was unable to live up to my half of the hosting duties, and the show ended. Yeah, that happened. But to me and Drew's credit, we're still able to collaborate in some ways. Anyway. Oh, and Drew, I got paid, so I will be sending you that donation that we haven't really discussed, but we sort of have. So yeah, I'll be sending that off to you directly. But yeah, and that was a riveting show, I must say. I mean, the Provo Kid is not entirely useless. He, that was, in radio, in talk radio parlance, like hitting a grand slam is when somebody's listening in their car and they get to their destination, but they have to stay in their car to listen to the rest of that segment. See, that's where I was at with Get Chalked Up just now. It was like, I got shit to do. I really wanted to roll out of the truck stop at a certain time, but I don't have to. I'm not adhering to a strict schedule today. So I was just riveted. I may have very well forgotten to take my digestive enzymes, but I think I'm all right by now. I would probably be sick. But shout out to the chat. I'll calm down enough to post the link and shut the fuck up at some point. But I think I'm about halfway through the rant. And then it's like Provo Kid, the first time he showed up, wanting to talk about, oh, you won't have me on the panel. Well, bro, like, that's the time of the day when I'm normally like ranting and raving, I believe. Now, maybe I was off my normal schedule because of I didn't work for like 4 straight days. But dude, if I'm on a good rant, I'm not trying to interrupt that by talking to Jeet Kune Do, verbal Jeet Kune Do. By the way, Provo Kid, I can do verbal Jeet Kune Do with myself in my own head. Like, I've already got something in my brain that as I'm speaking, it's formless like water, right? So what do I need you for? If you think about it, why do I need to have, but again, commies show up out of nowhere, use ridicule to force themselves into the conversation. Or can I just say, well, I don't want to talk to communists? But see, I only intuitively knew he was a communist. I didn't know he was a functional communist through his behavior until today, or what is today for me, which is, tonight for most of you. Now I know, see. Oh, okay, well, that's a commie. And wants to talk about the state as a neutral third party in people's divorces. And the audience is mostly male, and probably, I don't know, 30% of the audience the state has taken resources in a divorce and granted them to a woman. And Provo Kid's mother earns her living by facilitating that process. So when the state takes a portion of assets from a marriage and gives them to a woman, Provo Kid's mom earns her living by taking a chunk of that award of assets. Think about that. So yeah, Provo Kid, I will take your whole argument and I will say your mother has never made, unless she practices in California, your mama has never made $1 from taking money from a woman and giving it to a man. That's $0. So every dollar your mom has ever made, presumably, other than what if people are dumb enough to pay out of their own pocket. It all, by the way, in most divorces, West Coast divorces, I don't know what it's like in Utah. I don't know what it's like in Utah, but the man pays for her divorce attorney. So a husband somewhere pays Provo Kid's mom to help take away the family resources and give them to the wife. That's the woman that raised Provo Kid. So when he goes into his condescending tone and engages in a conversation and accesses the spirit of his mama, and by the way, sows chaos and confusion, why would we listen to that? Now, I'll listen to it on a radio broadcast, and that's what I consider this. Yeah, it's the internet, but that's what I called podcasting from the early, I said internet radio. So when I knew what podcasts were, Provo Kid, and literally nobody in my daily life, every time I said podcast, I had to then explain a podcast. Every single time for years. So I just said it's internet radio or internet talk radio. Oh, okay. Then now they got it. Well, now it is that thing, but also with streaming video. So it's morphing over time, right? Of course, strictly speaking, a podcast would be serialized content, and it could be, episodic serialized content. And early on, it would have been through an RSS feed, really simple syndication. Yeah, I will come on here and explain the internet to everybody if I feel like it. And if you don't like it, turn off your station, Provo Kid, Bozo Kid. If you don't like it, and see, this is the opposite of communism. In my generation, Provo Kid, and the generation that raised me, Provo Kid, the boomers, and I am effectively a boomer. See, most of us, since we're not commies, we subscribe to this belief called if you don't like it, turn off your station, meaning you have plenty of choices out there in the sea of YouTube content. If you don't like however Benton is doing whatever this is, feel free to fuck right off, see? And I believe that the people who listen to me understand that. And some of them do fuck off. I notice that there's certain names that no longer show up in the live chat. But I got a few key ones that I got my eyes on, see? That's my barometer. I got about 5 names over here. But then Provo Kid, out of one side of his mouth, I hear him talk about, that it really doesn't mean anything to have a big channel and to have a certain number of subscribers. But then when he wants to attack me, he's attacking me based on, oh, well, you've only got 280-something subscribers, and there's only 35 people here watching this or whatever. But then, and just assuming Kim Before the Storm is some bozo with a tiny channel. Au contraire, mon frere, if that's how you say that. Au contraire. Because if you're going to come in these YouTube streets, Bozo Kids, you best come correct. But you're not going to be formless like water and come correct. This ain't Bruce Lee Jeet Kune Do. Because when Bruce Lee is having the physical street fight, they've already agreed to a street fight, see? I didn't agree to have a street fight with you, Provo Kid. I'm free to climb up in a building and literally shoot arrows at you from afar. See, I'm not forced into a mano a mano. See, it's a false premise, and most people don't realize that. Most people just accept whatever you foist on them because they're brainwashed and programmed. So if you force a form on them, like, oh, keyboard warrior, Benton in the live chat, will come on up here on the panel. Most people will just accept the form that they'll accept the frame of reference that you're placing them into. I won't do that, see. I will choose my form. And I have almost unfettered access to all forums. Hashtag things Benton can do. Provo Kid. And Provo Kid can do whatever the fuck he wants. But he can't do whatever the fuck he wants in these YouTube streets without somebody like me who does, as much as Provo Kid wants to poo-poo me and my abilities, who does have some ability to hold an audience, Provo Kid. Almost like I'm formally trained in public speaking. You would almost think that a cult gave me formal instruction in talking to people. It almost seems that way. But again, shout out to the title of this video. Shout out to Illumitami, very astutely noticing my title. This ain't for everybody. And it's definitely not for you, Provo Kid, because I'm not going to interface with verbal Jeet Kune Do. So yeah, this ain't for everybody, Provo Kid. Feel free to fuck off somewhere else. Feel free to lambaste me in the live chat, by the way, because Chalk Body Outline Discord did me a great service. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Now, if I'm already triggered and I'm already spurging, yeah, I may choose to be I may choose for that to be the object of my spurg, right? The object of my spiral. I might choose for it to be the something that Provo Kid types into live chat, but that's anger seeking an outlet, right? That's Benton not practicing what he preaches on Benton's spiritual path and letting his stupid fucking emotions get the better of him. Instead of putting his big boy pants on and dealing with the stupid fucking feelings, he tried to let them lie dormant. Well, because Benton has chosen a way of life in which Benton will not repress his emotions, well, the shit came out. But I think it made for a good show. If I could have chopped about 30 minutes off of that rant, whichever show that was, they all kind of blend together, but whichever show that was that Provo Kid briefly hosted. And he's welcome anytime, by the way. Anytime I'm not ranting. So I really, no, you're not welcome anytime, Provo Kid. You're welcome anytime except when I'm ranting. How about that? Shout out to Paul Enslaved. That's why I tune into Paul Enslaved's channel, because occasionally he gets on a good rant. And the fact is, communist bozo, Provo Kid. See, what'll happen in the future, and this is covert communism. I believe America's already fully communist, but it's covert. So when America goes full overt communism, ranting will not be allowed. There will be no more Benton style, Paul Enslaved style rant, EBT style rants. That will not be a thing anymore. And the fact is, my generation and the boomers love rants. So if I can come on here and do a 1 hour rant a day, I've got a channel, Provo Kid. And solely based on my ability to come on here and rant for an hour, which I can do every single day at this time. It's not a fucking problem. Pull that shit out of my ass. What I'm working on is the part where I actually talk to other people on a somewhat human level and minimize the autistic awkwardness. Right? That's what I'm working on. I'm perfecting my skills. I'm going to the next level, Provo Kid. What are you doing? Oh, he's sowing the seeds of confusion, chaos, and literal communism. Hey, kill a commie for mommy. How about that? Report the channel. I don't know. Maybe that could be construed as a threat. I didn't intend it that way. But that is an ethos. I will not be on YouTube. And see, I'll throw down the gauntlet here. I will not be on YouTube. And I said in the past that I would never put my content on YouTube. I'm not willing to censor myself in certain ways. See, I will have a strong take. Verbal Jeet Kune Do, bozo kid, Provo Kid. I will have a strong take, even though you won't. Now Provo Kid will have a strong take, but only if he can align it with something stronger outside of himself, such as the literal Mussolini helicopter hand state. Meaning, divorce in the perspective of the state as the neutral third party, even though that's obviously not a thing. And that's literally how his spirit of his mama makes its living. The spirit of Provo Kid's mama makes its living taking resources that were mostly earned by men and giving them to women. And the woman keeps the children, and the man is off in the cold by himself. And some of those men are so fucking stupid and hard-headed, they repeat that same process numerous times. So Provo Kid, your mama is a literal piece of garbage based on her own actions in the world. There's very few professions more disliked than literal divorce attorney. I can talk till I'm blue in the face about how much I don't like doctors. Guess who's more disliked than doctors in this country? Lawyers. Guess who's more disliked than lawyers in this country, Provo Kid? Divorce lawyers. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, report the channel. Get me struck down, because I'm not going to have a channel on YouTube where I can't say kill a commie for mommy, because that's an ethos that I subscribe to. Motherfucking Red Dawn, bitch. And I ain't calling for it, because I can't call for violence. I'm saying there's a thing in the culture going back to Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, and I'm not political. I'm not a Republican. I wasn't a what did they call these? Whatever they called the adherents of Reagan. By the way, the biggest Republican hero until Trump, Ronnie, kill a commie for mommy. If I can't come on here and say kill a commie for mommy, I ain't gonna come on here. So go ahead and report the channel and get it struck, and I'll just fuck off somewhere else. And I'll, by the way, email bentonja@protonmail.com. They say, oh, he's trying to make a mailing list. No, it's if you show up one day and there's no channel, you'll have my email address, and I'll probably be doing this exact same thing, but I'll be paying to do it on StreamYard. And you can catch me at this exact same time on StreamYard. Because I'm telling you right now, the instant that YouTube starts telling me that I can't say kill a commie for mommy, because that's going to run afoul of the community guidelines and the terms of service, I will fuck right off, just like I'm not on Twitter, even though I have a mind for Twitter. So yeah, as much as I said I would never, and I am a backpedaler. I'll own my own backpedaling. I am a backpedaler in certain ways. I will own that. I don't live up to my own fucking standards in some ways. I do backpedal. I said that I would not put my content on YouTube. Here I am. But if you think I'm going to let them start giving me strike because I said kill a commie for mommy, no, it's not going to happen. Now let's see if it happens. I almost want it to happen now. Please report the stream. I hope they take the motherfucker down while I'm talking so I can fuck off to somewhere else. But I'm telling you right now, make up a fake email. I don't care. You don't even have to tell me who you are. I don't give a fuck. If you show up here one day and you want to hear what Benton has to say and there's no channel, or the channel's been struck, and maybe I'll just let somebody else have it. Maybe they can have me on. Who knows? See, there's all kind of ways around. I'm already backpedaling from what I already said. See how it worked? But I ain't been on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account. They suspended me for the content of my opinion. I said, well, obviously this ain't the place for me, even though I have a mind for Twitter. Twitter suspended me because they thought it was a bot. I was tweeting so quickly and accurately. Yeah. But yeah, if you email me, I can tell you how to get to the StreamYards if this thing ever disappears. And make up a fake email. I'm not trying to make a database of your email. Meanwhile, we're in Alphabet, Google, YouTube's hell pit. What in the hell does it matter anyway? Most of you are on phones, although a lot of you are on laptops, on PCs. Oh, but you're running a VPN, so surely that means the government is not tracking you. Really? Well, I hope you. Do you put your phone in a Faraday cage? Well, if the government knows where you were and what you were doing when you put the phone in a Faraday cage, and then it knows where you are and what you do after you take the phone out of the Faraday cage, pretty sure the algorithm can fill in most of what occurred in the intervening time. But yeah, go ahead and think that your VPN and your Faraday cage does something. And your VPN is not useless. I'm just saying it does not make you anonymous on the internet. That's not a thing. It is possible to be anonymous on the internet. I was a computer expert around the year 2000. I knew a lot about computer networking. I've looked into what it would take to learn to actually be as anonymous as possible on the internet. It's a whole bunch of steps. It does not. Part of it may involve getting a VPN. There's way more to it than that. In fact, there was a book about one of these journalists that collaborated with Edward Snowden, wrote a book. Not a very good book, but I got the audio book, and he devotes more or less like a whole chapter to because he had to learn how to become supposedly had to learn how to become as anonymous as possible in order to correspond with Edward Snowden when all that was going down. If that's even real, by the way. And by the way, what did Edward Snowden say? He said his greatest fear was that he would sacrifice his life and have to go fuck off to Russia, and basically it's the end of the world as Edward Snowden knew it, and he's going to publicize all these things, and nobody's really going to give a fuck. Which, by the way, is exactly what happened. So, we're still paranoid. We still fear the beast system. We still fear surveillance, but most of us go to Walmart, the most surveilled area that you can go to in the public sphere, as far as I'm concerned. And we pretty much all carry a surveillance device on our physical person all day, every day. And, maybe we got a Faraday cage and a fucking VPN, but we're all literally in the belly of the beast. Alphabet, Google, YouTube, Telpit. Yeah. Anyway, did I tear Provo Kid up enough, or do I need to keep going in? Not really sure. He's been outed as a commie. I think that's the most. That's really the more. That's the thing is we've outed him as a commie. It's not. This is not McCarthyism. Oh, by the way, what was the major function of McCarthyism, y'all? It made it verboten. It made it a faux pas to accuse someone of being a commie. So there was a communist witch hunt in the 1950s, and that was done, again, multi-layered and multifaceted. That was done in part to preclude people from in the future being able to accuse someone of being a communist. Okay. You're a communist, and I do not forgive your communism. Renounce communism, Provo Kid. Turn away, repent, confess your sins of communism, Provo Kid. Repent of your sins of communism, and then you can be forgiven. Until then, you are my enemy, Provo Kid, because if you're a communist, you are my enemy. See, some of us still have enough of some of us still love America to some extent. As much as I talk out and speak out against this motherfucker, as much as I hate this government, as much as I hate these ridiculous notions of, if only the Republicans could defeat the pesky Democrats. But that's not me putting that forward, Provo Kid. That's me interfacing with the ideas as they continue to manifest themselves in real time, Provo Kid. That's not me. Oh, Benton's just talking about what everybody else is talking about. No, there's not another channel delivering these messages in this way. This is literally it. You cannot go anywhere else for this. I have a monopoly, sir. Sir. Trigger warning, that's right. Benton's on the verge of triggering himself. See, I'm already triggered. That's what y'all don't understand. It's like the Hulk from the Avengers movies. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always triggered. I'm always spiraling. That's my secret. I'm already spiraling. I'm already triggered. But hey, we're not going to have commies on my watch. You're going to have to wait till Benton passes away. We're not going to have commies on my watch. Talking about the state's a neutral third party. And in divorces, and Provo Kid's mom earns her living taking money away from men and giving it to women. And she's made $0 from a woman taking money, from a man taking money from a woman. Yeah, how many women have had their resources taken away to pay for to pay for a wing on your mama's house? Does Provo Kid live in that house? That's what I'd like to know. Not that it's any of my business, but it would make me able to more hilariously make fun of him and his ridiculous bozo lifestyle, by the way. Because, yeah, as much as I really dislike what America has become, I'll never not love America. I'll never not love Americans. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care how bad it gets in this country. Love it or leave it. Fuck you. I'm here, Jack. I was born here. I ain't going anywhere. Love it or leave it. How about you take your own advice? I ain't going anywhere. Seems like you're stuck with me. And if you don't like it, shout out to one of the biggest heroes of my generation, Iron Mike Tyson. If you don't like it, turn off your station. Go join the Commie Power Hour. But see, there's not a whole lot of life in the Commie Power Hour now, is there? There's not a whole lot of joviality, humor, satire, creativity over at the Commie Power Hour now, is there? Why? Because all them that hate me, meaning God, and if I'm aligned with the Most High, in the moments I'm aligned with the Most High, I'm in that category. Did Benton just compare himself to God? Well, not really, but I will throw down the gauntlet and align myself with the Most High. All they that hate God love death. So what is the Commie Power Hour? The Commie Power Hour is formless Jeet Kune Do, verbal Jeet Kune Do, and it's literal evil grinning death. Capitalism is bad, kids. Communism is pure fucking evil. So yeah, capitalism is bad. Communism is pure fucking evil. Not on my watch, Provo Kid. Kill a commie for mommy. This is your metaphorical slaughter. This is your metaversal slaughter. This is kill a commie for mommy in the metaverse. See, we're not tolerant of communism, but we are. See, that's the beauty of the American system. You're free to start a literal Communist Party USA. Shout out to Angela Davis, by the way, who's still literally a professor in the California university system. I believe she's still a Cal Berkeley professor. Oh, I think maybe she's over at UC Santa Cruz by now. Even she is so fucking radical. Only the banana slugs will have anything to do with her by now. And Colin Kaepernick, by the way, who shouted out the legend Angela Davis in a tweet. It's probably still up there. And there's a picture of Afroed Angela Davis, who supposedly went to Soviet Russia and accepted the Lenin Peace Prize, by the way, according to the official fiction. Angela Ma fucking Davis. How about you? Yeah. See, Provo Kid, you can talk to the other bozos and accuse them of not having read certain things and not having certain knowledge. Well, I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about here. I can just break it all down for you for hours and hours and hours. Have you read the book Catch-22 by Joseph Heller, sir? That's what I'd like to know. Perhaps you haven't. Oh, but the war in Ukraine is real. Sure, it's not. That's the geopolitics. That's my dad's favorite TV show. It's called Geopolitics, and it must be ratings season. It must be sweeps week in the Geopolitics TV show, because they're going for max ratings with all of this shit that's going on in the world. And Alex Jones is a LARPing as a Ukrainian soldier, but we're supposed to believe the official fiction about Ukraine. Meanwhile, I paid almost no attention to that nonsense. Why? Because it's a fucking farce. It's literal Catch-22 Joseph Heller. And then EBT explains that they're trying to get Ukraine into NATO, and he specifically says 5.56 ammo, which we know they're going to a new standard, but I understood what EBT meant. And then 3 minutes later, it's Provo Kid talking about, well, what's all this ammo for? What's all this ammo for? Well, why in the hell would Ukraine go NATO and 5.56 if the ammunition manufacturers weren't able to get a piece of the pie? Why did I pay sky high? Why did I pay all-time prices for my ammo, commie kid? Why there's your CC code. Why did I pay all-time high ammo prices for some of my ammo, commie kid? Ask yourself that question, my nigga. And that's Provo's whole style. Hey, verbal Jeet Kune Do, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Manuga. Get the fuck out of here. Not on my watch. Anyway, I guess that's that rant's just about petered out. Let's check in with the chat. No pun intended, obviously. Illumitommy is how much my Galil costs, but it's a 308, by the way, because I do think I'm John Wayne on some level. I'm carrying 45s and 308s. I didn't realize that my physical body was going to wilt away to almost nothing, and that I would actually be better off with 9 milli and 5.56 based on how much it weighs to carry that bullshit around. I thought I was cock diesel. Well, I was, but now I'm not. But anyway, and I've gained a little bit of weight, by the way. I weighed myself. I think I've gained about 8 pounds. How about that? Old Benton's up to about 138. Depending on the accuracy of my scale, anyway. Yes, I bought my Galil when you could still buy them. The prices hadn't shot up yet. That shows you how much that's a quality firearm right there, $1,700. I really would like to have the I'd like to have the 5.56 pistol. But well, in addition to, obviously. But I'm very happy with the CMMG Banshee 45 with the takes Glock mags. I'm quite happy with that bad boy. 8-inch, of course, because you never know when with the Magpul iron, with the actual metal Magpul sights. $250 worth of iron sights on the CMMG Banshee. That's what 6 months of working every day because of COVID will do for you. Oh, did I say the word? Well, shit, kill a commie for mommy, and then the C word's going to get us taken down. Oh, okay. Tommy, I'm bringing in Tommy. See, this is what I want, man. If I'm the starting pitcher tonight, now we're going to the bullpen. We're going to bring in another. But our bullpen's going to be so deep that we're going to go, when we go to the bullpen, we're just going to bring in another starter. How about that? Give me a second, Tommy. Give me a second. I'm unprepared here. I think I actually copied and pasted the link earlier, though, so give me a second. And I'm navigating very, very poor roads here. Fraught with peril. Yeah, let's bring in Mario Riviera, or Mariano. What's that guy's name? Mariano Rivera off the bench. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. You're up, Tommy. The manager just came out to the mound, patted old Benton on the butt, and sent him to the showers. Holy shit, man. This is a momentous occasion. Take it away, sir.
Oh, I'm not really going to take off the line, but I'm gearing up to head out the door, and I wanted to be on the...
Your audio is real low for me. I don't know if that's for everybody, but I can't hardly hear you.
Yeah, let me fix it. It was... Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah, man, you're good. What's happening?
Not much. I'm just getting ready to walk my dog, so I wanted to be on the panel before I headed out, but I'm still putting shit on.
Sweet.
I'm trying to find my fucking Beretta.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, it's not lost, but I am a single guy with no kids, so I do have loose firearms that I can grab in a Kill Bill cereal box style.
Like the good goddamn American that you are, Tommy.
Fuck yeah. And even if I did have kids, they'd know how to fucking handle whatever the loose weapons are.
Say what you want about Tommy and how he lives his life. This is a good goddamned American right here, you fucking commies.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't mean the listeners. I'm talking to the commies.
That's why I feel like I've grown up, because I used to be like a rebellious street skater, and then being that way as an adult is like more American because of how things have fallen off. You need the street punks to get back to this freedom preservation.
Absolutely. Nazi punks jump up to get beat down, man. Nazi punks fuck off. I love all that
And
shit.
what's funny is I shave my head and wear a red denim vest, and none of these fucking Zoomers ever think to try and call me a Nazi. And it's not because they don't want to call people Nazis. It's because they're too stupid to realize I was almost wearing this style.
Yeah, I'm listening, man. This traffic's all fucked up. I'm having to pay too much attention to my driving.
Yeah, you probably should.
Well, sometimes I have to. It's fucking clown shoes if I'm just like on the interstate, but
All right, well,
I went the
don't
wrong
wreck. I'm
route.
gonna
Go ahead,
show
sir.
the audience. This is the best soft plates you can get without going hard plates for rifle protection. But these plates will stop any handgun caliber, and I'll only wish I was dead to take a handgun caliber to this shit.
Well, and I want to say this real quick because I have this item. If you don't have, and I'm not selling this, I'm not giving a promo code. Go find it yourselves. If you don't have at least concealable soft body armor that can stop handgun rounds, what in the fuck are you doing, people? That's a minimum.
Yeah, and in the wintertime, I can conceal my slick plate carrier with rifle plates just as easy as the soft ones. But in the summer, that won't work. Actually, in the summer, I'm not sure I'll be able to conceal these soft plates very well. They are kind of bulky for sticking out in edges.
Yeah. I ordered some pretty decent soft body armor, but then after I ordered it, I found something even better, but it was too late. And I waited like half a year because I ordered it when you couldn't get hardly anything. So it took 6 months to even receive it.
What body armor do you use?
It was that AR, whatever that company is, that AR 500 or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? It's one of the big companies.
I only get my stuff from Spartan Armor just so I know that label is there, that I know where it came from, you know? Because I go to gun shows and you see people with like different types of plates laying on their table for sale, and I can't find anything on them that would guarantee me it is anything protective, you know?
Well, yeah, if you're gonna be taking bullets, you need to know what is taking the bullet.
Yeah. Because Spartan will also give you the label with the dates on it, because that shit expires like a motorcycle helmet too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a civil war, meaning civilized war. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get to go full Mad Max and just mob around, all geared up like Mel Gibson. Unfortunately. As much as I would like to.
I already am, just to walk my dog. I just don't show it. Yeah, it's not like a full kit or anything. I don't have like gear on my plates, but I even venture out into Denver pretty equipped between all the mass shootings we've had and all the crazy shit I've seen with my own eyes. It's like now that I have soft plates, it's like I don't wear them every day, but when you get shot without them, what are you going to tell yourself that like why you weren't wearing it that day?
Yeah, like that bozo who supposedly got shot in downtown Portland. Just like after they had a Trump rally, and because this is why the MAGA doesn't understand Antifa and how Antifa thinks. It's like, oh yeah, we'll let you come to Portland and you can pepper spray us and bear spray us, but then we'll just wait for all of you to leave, and then we'll catch some locals walking back to their apartment, and we'll just fucking shoot them, which is what happened.
Are you talking about the one whenever they said we got a mag over here and then shot him or something like that? Like they
Yeah, the guy
shouted
with a
something.
revolver, and then later on the
Yeah.
cops killed him up in Washington somewhere.
Yeah. Well, is what happened too is all those protesters, they found out they were camping them out, like the government was camping them out under an overpass. Like they set
Oh
up
yeah.
a camp area to preserve all their protesters till they needed them
Oh, I'm
there.
sure of that. Yeah. I was homeless in Portland. Antifa. Most of those Antifa are literal homeless people. Most of them.
Yeah. Okay, you want small world? Whenever I bought my RV to be homeless in, the kid was selling it to head off to Portland to meet up with his friend.
They're exactly.
And he did leave me a much shittier RV than he said that I knew. Like it was Craigslist in general. But I had to threaten him to keep him from leaving that day because he never had the title signed over to him. Like he never put the title in his name. I was like, oh no, dude, they're not gonna let me have this. I was like, if you leave the state without fixing this, you will be a criminal. I promise you. And sure enough, he met me bright and early at the DMV to get that shit done. And then he rolled out.
Well, we got a made man in the house. EBT's here. What's up, EBT?
What's up, y'all?
What's cracking lacking?
What's up, Tommy? What's up, Tommy?
Hey, if you guys have ever seen me walk my dog on a panel, do you hear me okay, or should I put my headphones on while I'm walking?
Hey, hold up. We ain't talking about your doggo, Tommy, nigga.
Well, I'm gonna be out on these
I've heard you.
streets.
I've heard you in the past, but that's up to you.
Doggo, Tommy. Okay.
Hey man, whoever's channel was that, Drew's channel that you guys were trying to get me to?
Tommy, fuck your dog, nigga. Fuck your dog, nigga.
My dog is
EBT
like
coming in
the
hot.
only thing. If my
EBT
dog's
coming in hot.
gone, I'm not sure I won't be some kind of joker type. He's
Nigga,
probably
I'm eating
kept my-
prosciutto. I'm eating fucking cheese wrap prosciutto. What you eating, nigga?
EBT,
Well, it's not
ladies and
provolone.
gentlemen.
Can you see my little underwriting thing? It says provosexual.
Cheese wrap prosciutto,
Nice.
nigga. What you
I
eating
can't
on?
see it, but yeah, nice. I'm drinking on that coffee. I'm drinking that whole bean, not that pre-ground.
Go ahead, I yield. I'll let y'all talk. I'll just sit back and eat my prosciutto. Okay.
We don't want you to yield.
I yield.
Or I don't.
Bro.
Never
I'm
yield,
yielding.
EBT. That's the whole theme of the broadcast is never yield. Do not be formless like water.
Nah, that's some commie shit.
Exactly.
I gotta yield when I gotta yield. All right.
We take
I
a form.
I will be like
I
water.
gotta yield to eat my cheese wrap prosciutto.
No, I must be like
Herbie.
water because the softest
Y'all
thing
niggas-
cannot be
Y'all
broken.
niggas can't even afford this shit. Okay, this is some thin sliced prosciutto on some cheese, nigga. All right.
Hey, do you have kids?
EBT does.
Hey, EBT, watch this. Watch this. Tell your kids they don't know me. Tell your kids I never heard of them with my freezer full of popsicles. Tell your kids I don't know their name. I never heard of them. They can move the fuck on. Not to be acting like they know me in public.
Why the fuck would I ever tell my kids about you, you fucking freak? Why are you?
No,
showing
they're
me
gonna
a
act
fucking-
like they know
a
me when they
fucking
find out I got
freezer
a fridge
of
full of
fucking
assorted
Fuck you,
popsicles.
you fucking freak. What are you, a fucking pedophile faggot, dude? What the?
This
Why are
is,
you showing me a fucking freezer full of popsicles?
Hey, only if it gets
Fuck
me
you, dude.
political office.
the fuck is wrong
This
with you,
is,
little Tommy?
Tommy must always alienate himself for some reason. I don't know why, but he that's what he's doing. He's alienating himself.
I didn't have a problem with this motherfucker until he come
Exactly.
on today.
That's the whole
He come
point.
on
Till I
today
what?
or whatever, and then he wanna act fucking tough or some shit.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm acting.
You wanna go to war with EBT, sir?
Hell
No,
no.
here's my thing. Here's what I
No, you do
here's
not,
what I do
sir.
like to clarify.
No, you do not, sir.
No, here's what I do like to clarify. I'm fucking tough as nails, but I don't like fighting humans. I mean, I've beaten
'Cause you a
humans, but
bitch-
I don't.
You bitch made. You bitch
I don't
made,
like.
sir.
No,
ain't
no, I
shit.
don't.
Lumitami,
don't-
you ain't shit, sir. Just admit it, okay?
Well, I am shit. I mean, I've even
That's
impressed
right, you are
myself
shit.
compared to how
You're a
I thought I'd
giant-
finish
You're
out
a
this
large
life.
pile of shit, sir.
You mean a big number 2? That's better than third place, right? Big number 2.
We all are. We all are. And you know what? My main problem is you came on and tried to shit on me, sir. After we didn't
I was
have
just,
a problem.
I was just still heated about that little backstage incidents, man. I'm over it. We're past it.
Nah. That was way in the past, sir. You had to come up and bring that up again.
That was the next day. It was like the next day.
Nah. You done caught up in your bullshit, sir.
All right.
And you're scared
well,
to even admit you can't even admit it right now, sir. That's how bullshit
no, I
you
think
are.
I'm pretty
That's
much
how
standing
weak
on
you
it.
are, sir. That's how much of a little fucking boy you are, sir. You
Here's
can't even
what's
admit
funny.
to me. You can't even
Here's what's
admit to
funny.
me right now that you're a bitch made nigga.
Here's
That's-
what's funny.
that's
You
funny
guys
to
are
me,
trying.
sir.
You guys are trying to get me over to a panel based on Streets of Rage. Well, I'm a little niglet in rollerblades, man. I got my red hat backwards. I'm in rollerblades. I'm a little niglet taking on street gangs. What was his name? Jazz?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't impress me, sir.
The thing that
a little
impressed
bit.
me is it used to give the status for like Axel and the different characters, like their body weight and shit. And when I was a gym rat boxer, I was Axel's body weight. So I felt like that typical white dude with a headband generic character.
Hey, Tizzle saying you IDF.
Tommy's
I mean, everybody out of
Yeah.
Israel's IDF, though, technically, right? I'm all
My
out.
rifle.
I'm all out of
One-
prosciutto. Fuck y'all.
One thing
niggas.
that really changed my perspective is whenever some guy pointed out that a lot of the people God
If
used in the
yeah,
Bible
hey, shut
were
the
like
fuck up. If you don't
drunks
like
and
prosciutto,
has-beens and
prosciutto,
washed-up
get that
motherfuckers.
shit. Love that shit. That's the shit. That's that Italian shit. That's what I'm saying. That's that Jesuit shit. That prosciutto. Get that. It's delicious. Fucking delicious.
I had to do a job in a Jesuit high school. It was something, man. It was different.
What kind of job did you have to do, Tommy?
I used to do this low voltage system that stops the 9/11 situation from happening, where the emergency responders in the basement couldn't hear the radios and they got collapsed on. We do a system. Well, I don't do it anymore, but I was with a company that did a system where, like down in the parking garage and shit, your emergency radio would still work.
I mean, you had a wide range of jobs, Mr. Tommy.
I've worn a lot of hats.
Wide range of jobs, Mr. Tommy. Is starting to look a little suspect, sir.
Yeah,
Oh, it was.
and hey, we're suspicious of good goddamn Americans, and here come the commie, and we just accept the commie and make excuses for them. But we attack and tear down the good goddamn Americans. We eat our own in these circles, but then we let the commie come in and make the rules. That's what we do.
Sir,
Why is that? Why is that?
Benton, sir, you allow the commie to come on to hang themselves, sir.
No, but I had to hang them. Y'all wasn't gonna hang them. They weren't gonna hang themselves. You think they're gonna hang themselves, and meanwhile they end up taking over the whole shit if you let them. You need Benton to be like, that's a motherfucking commie.
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
and while we're on the subject,
Yeah,
Can we
y'all
let
y'all
these-
didn't call him out as a commie. Y'all are
Can we
commie
let-
sympathizers, EBT. You're
No,
a
sir.
commie sympathizer.
No, sir.
Commie
I'm
You're the one-
trying to take it,
sympathizer.
I'm trying
No,
to take
sir,
it
you're the
racial
one that
here.
sounds
Hey,
like a
hey,
commie, sir. You're the one
stand
that
down,
sounds like a
guys. I'm
commie,
trying to make
sir.
it
Commie
racial here.
sympathizer. This is a good
Um,
American.
We need to stop letting these spoiled black people think that
I'm
lynching
Catholic. I
was all
hate
about
communism.
them. As long as there's been rope, That's been one of the cheapest
You better
ways
learn
to
how to
delete
spot
people.
them, EBT. You better learn how to spot them.
I know how to spot them. I know how to deal with them. I know how to infiltrate them, and I know how to
Uh-huh.
subvert them.
Sorry,
You-
Tommy, but this is important.
You are not introduced to the nuance and the tactics that need to
Please.
be done to deal with these kind of
Bullshit.
commies.
What, you mean firing college
Tear 'em out
professors
by
and
the
high
root.
school teachers?
No, sir. No, sir.
That's how they got in.
No,
we
sir.
were
Why,
stacking
you're
guns
not
and ammo.
interact-
They were getting teacher
Hey,
jobs.
sir. By you're not interacting with the commie, in turn makes you look like a fucking commie. Do you not
Who
get
cares about the
that? Do you
peanut
not
gallery?
get that, sir?
Round up the peanut gallery and try to see what the peanut gallery can
The
do.
optics are high, sir.
Doesn't
The optics are
matter.
fucking-
The
and-
peanut
Oh, I knew I
gallery
smelled
is
cupcake.
worthless.
Bet and Tommy, y'all looking like you camp cupcake, fucking hugga-buggy, fucking
The
buddy right now.
only people who
honest.
care what things
Camp
look like
cupcake,
is the
Hugga-buggy,
peanut
fucking
gallery.
That's what you guys look like
And
right
the
now.
peanut gallery don't do shit, and the peanut gallery don't build shit, and the peanut gallery ain't about shit. So they don't mean
Hugga-buddy,
shit.
fucking buddy. Hugga-buddy,
No.
fucking
I
buddy,
don't believe there's ever
Communism
been a
is
gallery
based on the
peanut.
idea that it fucking matters what the
Right.
peanut gallery thinks. The peanut gallery is irrelevant. That's how ridicule works, you fucking bozos. Ridicule works because you think the peanut gallery matters.
Imagine not
You
being able to deal with the peanut
fucking
gallery.
Idiot.
Imagine not being
No,
able to deal with the peanut
You will
gallery.
never defeat the communists when it comes to influencing the peanut gallery. They will always win. You will never, ever win over the peanut gallery in the long run versus
That's right.
communists.
The commies won because you did not engage, sir. That's
Mm.
right. You lost, sir.
The commies
Due to not
won
engaging.
because they weren't taken care of.
No, the commies won because Americans are more worried about not looking like an asshole. So you're gonna let your kid be a fucking unicorn gender because you don't want to look like an asshole. Well, guess what? The straight up gay man tried to fucking Bill Cosby me, so now I dare any fucking trans person to try and act like they ain't the ones in people's faces. Oh, protect trans people. Trans people are the ones chopping us in the head with an axe. Did you see that California shit? And that trans
You're
bitch started
never
going axe?
going to win a propaganda war against communists. It's not a thing.
I know. That's why I just shoot them while they post their propaganda.
That's why you're clearly losing to the commie propaganda.
No, you're losing to the commie propaganda. I ain't got a dog in the fight.
No, sir. No, sir.
We
You
already
are
lost
losing
to
the
the
commie
Federal
propaganda,
Reserve
sir.
central banking Ponzi, so it doesn't really matter what the communists do.
Do I look like a fucking commie to you, sir?
Well, we got a subsequent generation coming behind you, and that's the
Do I
one who's
look
going
Actually,
to
a lot
determine
of
it.
fucking
commies-
commie to you,
A lot
sir?
of commies were bigger.
You're null
bearded
and
men,
void,
now that you
EBT.
mention
It's
it.
already over with for you. It's all about the younger generation. It's a wrap for you, partner.
Well, the younger generation isn't doing much but fucking jacking off and crying about shit. God damn, I didn't think I'd ever get a
I'm just
chance to
curious
be a
how
red
the boomer-
woman.
I'm just curious how the betting boomers are somehow immune to this.
Hey, you better go shopping for some based husbands for them daughters of yours. Otherwise, good luck. You better go start finding them now. Maybe Utah style arranged marriages. Maybe there's something to that.
Hey, look.
How do you know they want
Hey,
husbands?
look, I'm just gonna throw in a
That's not
case
very
study.
woke, bro.
Paleo age seems like a pretty based individual.
Yeah, and maybe someday he'll come to Christ, but it hasn't happened yet.
He's at there, sir.
No, he's not. He's there intellectually, and you can't go there intellectually.
Well, you can get to Christ.
He was called on to testify, and he gave
roads
his
lead to Christ,
biography.
sir. All roads lead to Christ, sir.
Yeah, he ain't there yet.
Dude, I go to Jesus all the time because he's got the best produce of this barrio.
If a man can't give his testimony, that says everything I need to hear.
Well, I don't think you accepted his testimony. And
No, he told his biography. That's not a testimony. That's how he interfaces with various concepts in his intellectual mind, which means fuck all.
You are correct.
Fuck all. You cannot get there through the intellect alone. It's mind, body, and spirit, sir. I didn't make them rules. Hey, let's talk about truth.
You're gonna
Talk about
separate all
truth.
those. You're gonna separate all those.
I'm going to say it's the least common denominator amongst the three. Who cares what the intellect does when the spirit ain't there? And the spirit ain't there.
That's a distinction without a definition in my book, sir.
Well, you can interface with it however you see it. The fact that I can practice it and walk it is all that matters. Because this ain't got nothing to do with anything but me. Because salvation is not a team sport, sir. On some level, this is only about my salvation, what's happening here.
I'm not going to speak to anybody's specific salvation. That's
Exactly.
where I stand.
I reconsider if it's like the concept of salvation, because technically our salvation is from something that was created for us to be saved from. Like if I didn't want...
Personally, myself, I don't even understand salvation. It's too,
if I was making a bunch of robots...
too much about it to even say that I could comprehend it. See,
Yeah, because you're trapped in your intellect.
I'm on the other side of the bell. No, sir. I'm on the other side of the bell curve is where I'm at right now. I'm not trapped.
There's either a judgment or there's not. It's that simple. And if there is one, that's salvation. You either make it past that or you don't.
No, sir. You're pretending to know the mind
I'm not
of God,
presupposing anything.
You're pretending to know the mind of God, sir. Yes, that's what you're doing.
Nope. But, there's either a judgment or there's not a judgment.
EBT.
Period.
EBT. The thing I've found in these truth community streets is they all want to tell me exactly what there should happen after you die.
And I can't be sure there's a judgment. I can't. I have to leave room for doubt. I have to leave room for doubt.
That's why I think it's funny that
either a judgment or there's not a judgment. It's that simple. Say whatever you want. You will never, ever defeat that truth. You will never defeat that truth. You can't.
Okay, bet we don't have to use all the mortar rounds on this fight either.
You retards. I'm not gonna yell over you fucking retards. I'll blast your motherfucker.
No, I'm not gonna listen to anything that runs contrary to that truth. I'm not gonna listen to it because it's people using their intellect to try to backpedal from the reality that nobody knows if there's a judgment, but there might be a judgment.
I'm telling that. Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
And that's why you've got all the
If you don't agree with that, there's nothing to talk about. If you don't agree with that, there's nothing to say.
I'm telling you, the best thing to hedge your bets on.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion, which has nothing to do with my salvation, sir.
You have nothing but opinion.
Your opinion does not interface with my judgment. That's a man's opinion. It means fuck all. All religion is man-made. Catholicism's done more harm than good, sir. Deal with it.
No,
Your religion came from a man. Your religion came from a man. Your religion came from a man.
Shut the fuck up. Let's back up.
Your religion came from a man. Your religion came from a man.
Hey,
your religion came from a man.
Don't play the repetitive game.
Christ, the incarnated version of God. Yeah.
Your
right,
religion was created by a human being.
100%.
And you don't like that because you want to align your religion with God.
Right.
Your religion is not aligned with God, sir. It came from man.
You have
Don't
no
like it,
fucking
not
clue.
my
You
problem.
have zero.
Fuck
Benton, you are very out of
Catholicism.
guns right now.
Catholicism rapes
You have
children.
no idea
That's
what
what
you're talking about.
Catholicism
You
does.
are a complete.
You
fucking
cannot defend
brainwashed still by the
Catholicism.
Jehovah's Witness cult.
Catholicism is
still
just like
brainwashed by the
every
Jehovah's
other
Witness cult.
religion.
You are
It
still
was
brainwashed by the
created
Jehovah's Witness cult.
by human beings, just like Jehovah's Witnesses was created by human
You don't
beings.
even have the
You're
very
oppressive.
basic
Scientology was created by like aliens.
Catholicism was
You
created
have
by
no
humans.
position to tell
And
me what
fuck
you think it is.
Paul, by the way. Fuck
You're
Paul.
complete fucking morons.
I'm not taking Paul's word for it that he had some kind of experience on the road to Damascus. Fuck him. I'm not taking his word for it. He has no standing. No standing. No standing.
Whatever. Don't.
And your religion was created by humans. If you choose to follow humans, that's your business.
Yeah, well,
I'm not finna join you there.
Sir, that statement alone proves you have no fucking clue what you're talking
It
about.
proves that I will speak truth.
No.
All
That proves that
religion is man-made. All religion
All right,
is
guys, hold up.
man-made.
Significant moment here.
All religion
Hey.
is man-made.
You're a Marxist. Are you a fucking commie?
All religion
Yo!
is man-made.
Both of you stop.
All of it.
You sound like a Marxist fucking commie, faggot.
Look right here.
Don't care what I sound like.
You sound like
Don't care what I sound like, name caller.
You sound like a Marxist commie. Is what
That's
you
how I
sounding
know
like
I've
right
won
now.
an argument when they go to name calling. That's how I know I won.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool. I'll back off. You ain't
That's how I
winning
know I
nothing,
won.
sir. You ain't winning nothing, sir.
You don't like the reality that a human being created your religion. You don't like that.
What human being was that?
You
sir?
have, I don't know, whichever human being was around back then and thought it up.
See, you
and
have no
thought
idea
it
what
up.
you're talking about, sir. You have no
I don't
idea what
need to
you're
know
talking about.
which individual created the religion in order to know that a human being created the religion. If I don't know the discrete human being that created the religion, that doesn't negate the very reality that a human being created the
All right,
religion.
time the fuck
By the
out.
way,
The chat
we
has
know
me
the
giving a
truth.
time the fuck
You're
out.
a fucking
The
Marxist
fruit,
commie,
sir.
okay?
We know the
Stop.
tree by the fruit. And ain't
Stop.
nothing good coming out of the Catholic Church. We
Stop.
all know that. Nothing.
Stop.
Nothing.
This is on behalf of the chat. Shut the fuck up for a second. This is the second intersection right here that I'm crossing. That's the second place I got hit by a car in this goddamn city. Now let's tighten the fuck up as if JG is here. Let's change the fucking subject up. Let's change the fucking subject off of Magic Men and Sky
Don't
Daddies.
make me pull out the fucking catechism on your fucking
Fuck the
dumbass
catechism.
right now, okay?
Fuck the
Don't make me pull
catechism.
the fucking catechism out on
Fuck
your
the
dumb ass right now.
catechism. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Fuck it. It's bullshit. It's words
listen,
on a
guys.
page written by a man.
It'll blow
It's
your mind.
words
You're a
on a
fucking
page
you're not
written
gonna-
by
hey,
a man.
retard.
Guys,
You
if you're not
Words
gonna
on a
punch
page
each other in the
written by a
face
man.
or shoot each other, like chill
Words
the
on a
fuck out.
page written by a man. Nobody
You fucking
cares.
pogo cupcake motherfucker.
Nobody cares about your
you
words
sound like
on a
You
page.
sound like some fucking
Nobody
Marxist
cares
fucking
about your-
fucking
I'm the only one
huckabuddy.
out looking like a
Huckabuddy,
fucking
fuckabuddy,
vampire.
we're all
If there's a
one,
Sky
none of
Daddy
it
and he's
matters.
finna judge
Religion's
me,
here to
I
divide
don't get
us.
to the
Yeah,
Sky
that's
Daddy
right.
judgment,
That's right.
and there's
Tell
a
me
pile of
more about
papers
the communist
that I gotta
fucking
adhere
man.
to.
Yeah,
That's
all right.
bullshit.
Commie motherfucker. Yeah, that's right.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
Look at my
Shit.
wizard
Straight out of
shadow.
commie
Let me cast
manifesto,
my
sir.
fucking wizard
Bullshit.
shadow.
Fucking
Shove
commie piece
the
of shit.
pile of papers up
Commie
your
piece of
ass.
shit. That's what you are.
Shove
100%
that pile
commie
of
piece of shit.
papers up
Benton.
your ass.
Being a
Benton.
fucking commie
Shove
piece of
them
shit.
up your ass.
Benton.
Out here doing
Benton.
the same
EBT. Benton. EBT. What the fuck is going on here, guys? What the fuck is going on right now? Let's tighten the fuck up. Let's get some structure. No, this is not content. This is enslaved. This is enslaved bullshit
Shut the
right
fuck up, Tommy. Okay, you should be okay that we're not fucking attacking your dumb ass right now, sir.
now. I like that shit, but I don't like the repetition. The repetition is even when I get laid, I use a different line every time I get
like
laid.
You got some room to fucking speak here, sir. Act like you got some motherfucking room to.
I
speak
mean, I
here,
repeat the issues I'm concerned with, but I don't say the check is in the mail. The check is in the mail. The check is in the fucking mail. That's not my argument style.
Yeah, because when I know something to be true, I'm not going to humor a bunch of nonsense that can never stand against what I'm saying. It's nonsense. The catechism. Fuck off. Oh my God, I got a pile of papers. Oh my God, a pile of papers. Holy shit, I better live. I better live based on a pile of papers.
This is like the most simplistic, small brain, fucking dumbass shit that like.
Call it whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay, so because something's written down and explains something, that means
you understand that most of the audience hates religion, right? I mean, you are aware of that, right?
Of course, I understand that.
Okay,
dumbass.
good.
Like act like I ain't been in these fucking streets, sir. You act like I'm a fucking newbie, you fucking retard.
So now you're going to lecture me on what the peanut gallery likes?
I ain't trying to fucking lecture you, sir. When the fuck did I try
the
to lecture
peanut gallery
you, sir?
loves the anti-religion talk.
I think I can help out here. I think Benton's still riding.
None of y'all fucking retards can help out with anything because
I think
y'all
Benton
fucking
is still
retards.
riding the previous Provo energy on into some
That's
EBT
true.
conversation.
Yeah, that's definitely true, Tommy.
There, I just helped EBT.
Yeah, very astute. Very astute. And EBT's intoxicated, so he misses some of the cues.
Oh, okay. There you go. Go ahead and
You
cope.
do.
Go ahead and cope with
No,
EBT's
when you're
intoxicated.
drunk,
Let's
you
go.
miss
Let's go.
cues.
When EBT is smashing motherfuckers,
Drunk
then you gotta
people
cope with
miss
EBT
cues.
being drunk. That's right.
Drunk
Y'all
people
gotta
miss
cope with some
cues.
dumb
That's a
shit.
fact.
Y'all gotta cope with some dumb
Drunk
shit. EBT's
people
drunk because he
miss
beat me
cues.
in a debate.
You're not
that's right.
beating
Go ahead,
me,
cope.
and you miss
Keep coping.
cues.
Keep coping.
No, you're
Keep
missing
seething.
cues.
Keep coping. Keep seething. That's right.
You're
Fuck.
missing
Dude, you know
the
what was
cues,
scary?
sir.
Is I used to get so drunk I would just be like in my parking spot at my apartment, like, whoa.
Let the fucking meth head preach to me about being fucking drunk. Go ahead.
No, I don't. I don't like to drink
the fucking
before.
retard fucking meth head preach to me about being fucking drunk. Go ahead. I yield, sir. Go ahead.
I don't drink, but before I ever did meth, I drank a lot. And then after I was doing meth, I didn't like drunks anymore because they were slow and repetitive, and I wanted to get shit done. But I had
Guess what?
drank so.
EBT's not slow nor repetitive, sir. So fuck you.
Yeah, but
fucking
EBT is not the
meth head
challenge he
fucking retard.
keeps saying he is. Like I mean, you stand on your own EBT,
Hey,
but I'm
look,
not.
Illumin Tommy,
I'm not
Illumin
impressed
Tommy,
to where
you don't
like.
want the smoke. You don't want the smoke from fucking EBT, sir. You came
Well,
in talking a whole lot of
I
shit
came
earlier.
at you
do
twice.
not
You
want the
didn't
smoke from
unleash
fucking
any
EBT,
cannons on me or
sir.
anything. It's just YouTube streets. What do you think is going to happen?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're right.
Okay, then we're cool. You cool, man. You cool. We cool. We cool.
Yeah, we cool. We cool. Yeah, that's right.
Now, like one time I was trying to get one of those Lime scooters to go to work, and it was supposed to be around here, and I looked, and sure enough, you could see a little green light down there in the river water. I was like, those motherfuckers tossed that fucking scooter over this bridge.
Hey, I don't know if you ever seen my stream, but I started the scooter mafia that dismantled the 1776 movement in Washington, D.C. That was me.
Oh, good. Well done.
Camacho, stop fucking pulling. Tighten up, Camacho. Not the leash though. Don't tighten up the leash with your pulling. What are those dog
Shout out
bowls?
to Camacho.
Yeah, Camacho's a bad motherfucker. Camacho is why I could sleep easy in the RV, because he would be the early warning for people casing through my windows and shit. All right, come on, bro. See me almost get hit by a car a third time. Did I lose you guys?
No, I'm here.
All right. I've never went this way on panel, so I don't know if I'll hit any patches, and I know I'm almost out of like free data as opposed to being on Wi-Fi.
Dude, shout out to Verizon prepaid. I bet I hit 250 gig last month.
All right, here's,
They don't
I don't think
give
you
a
can
fuck.
see this. Here's another reason he's badass. He like got tired of watching me pick up his shit, so he like straddles bushes and stuff and just shits like into bushes, so I don't have to pick it up.
Oh,
And
good dog.
we live in the barrio, so I don't pick it up anyway. But even in nice areas, he'll shit like into a bush. Best dog in the goddamn world. As much as he also triggers me with his teenager bullshit. Now this underpass or overpass is quite common for having people sleeping in the urine corner of it, but doesn't look that bad tonight. Usually throw him a sandwich anyway, but fucking still sucks. All the places I've lived in the past couple years, I always live close to places where people take stolen bags and fucking ransack them and leave them there.
Somebody was asking where you're at. Tommy's in Denver.
Yeah, and I did some time in Saudi Aurora too around the theater shooting time. That's when I was going to college in Saudi Aurora. I did find that video of the Life That Matters that pulled the gun on me over giving his dog water, so we can check that out next time I'm at the house. And I found the video when I had John Cena arms and Camacho could jump and grab a rope above my head. He probably still could, but he's out of practice because I ain't been doing it. All right, I'm gonna pocket this, but you should still be able to hear me. Gotta have a draw hand ready.
That's right. You never know what might happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and walk you guys down to where I know of the street dwellers. Maybe we can get some on the street interviews or something.
JG style.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm not obsessed with a man, but he was my first Zoom call, and I was trying to offer him a lot of things from my situation.
Who, Paul?
Yeah. Like I've had the filters since day one. I showed up to meet him with using filters, and I was offering the on the street shit that even Z wants to get into. Hey, there's a rug. Probably brings the room together. Might have a body in it the way that's kind of L-shaped. Dude, don't ever be scared to see a dead body. Us dog owners, we find like 2 bodies a month whenever we walk our dog. Whenever you walk your dog, he'll run off in the bushes, find dead shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we ain't scared, dog. We body bag niggas like you all the time, sir.
Yeah.
I think that's Tommy discovering his victims. Make it look like it wasn't him that did them in.
No, I like to keep my killings nice and reportable. That's why I don't go back to steroid body, because whenever you stay skinny, juries will allow you to shoot more people if they're bigger than you.
Oh, man. That's terrible.
No, it's just logic. Like, if you stack me against Brock Lesnar, are you going to throw me in jail for shooting the dude if he was trying to take my wallet?
Well, that's a good point.
Just like if you are a big Brock Lesnar motherfucker and you shoot some little scrawny guys over nothing, jury will be like, what, you couldn't have just like had his jaw and been done with it? So if anybody's listening that was tuning in for Yurt's last show, right after we got out of that show, a bunch of CBD stuff I said that could be the way they try and do it. It's happening in Nigeria right now. Like, they had a power outage. They can't use their cash. Their cash is deemed worthless. They're all pissed off, and they're switching them to a CBDC. And there's a GOP senator in America that's just put out a bill that will try and like put some clarity and some defense to the shit we've been talking about. But we'll see.
Sir, the only thing I'm concerned with from that broadcast was the amount of shit you were talking about me, sir. Why don't you go ahead and extrapolate on that right now, sir?
Oh, the shit I was talking about you? The shit I was talking about you was simply about the time I showed up to your show and you threw me in the backstage. Because you said, yeah, because you said,
that's my motherfucking prerogative, sir. You want to continue to bitch about it?
no, it's just if I choose on how to, like, if I want to respect your panel guiding methods, I wouldn't do it like that. Like, anybody can do whatever they want, and then everybody will like.
Are you the fucking panel police, Tommy?
No, but I have to decide which panels I go to.
Well, exactly. If I kick you out my motherfucking panel, then go to another fucking panel, sir.
Right. It's not like I'm out there saying tell panels not to rape. I'm not out there saying tell panels not to rape. I say carry a hold.
Why you got to come on another panel and bitch about that? Especially after we had you on another panel and we all had a great time.
I can still have that great time. See, when Benton says I'm alienating myself, no, I just am myself, and I don't have to group up over who likes who doesn't like who eats what, who believes what shape is what.
I respect that.
All right. So, I've been meaning to talk.
But I respect that. But at the same time, my motherfucking name was in your motherfucking mouth that whole fucking stream, sir.
And just like I tell Paul, if he ever finds out his name was in my mouth, it's shit I would have told him if he wouldn't have muted me and banned me from his stream. His open panel that I'm banned from.
Well, I think it should be noted that the purpose for me putting you on the back stream is because, for one, I only knew you because you were talking about Paul. For two, I didn't want to talk about fucking Paul on my stream.
And the only issue I actually had, because
I misjudged that, right? Because
I'm okay with
on a TBE stream. We just talked.
I'm okay with going to a backstage. The only issue I took was once I had something to say and I was civilly like giving you the signal. That's when I was like, "What the fuck, man? You gonna throw me in?"
I don't have to pay attention to the fucking basement, sir. There's all kinds of people in the basement,
including you running your show. So do you do actually like field plowing tractor stuff?
I'm sorry.
Because I have a question.
What'd you say, sir?
Hold on, I got a Benton going by me. I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh God.
And I did pass one tent. It used to be a village, but now there's just like 2 tents over there. So you said you do like. Hold on.
Industrial mechanic.
Well, he would still probably know if my idea would work or not. Because as far as my 10 acres and how much of it is cliff and river, I don't. If this idea works, I wouldn't want to get a tractor anyway. I wouldn't need it. Okay, so as soon as I start talking, some loud ass revving motherfucker is gonna come by. Come on, Camacho.
What are you gonna do? Yoke up that fucking dog? What are you talking about, sir? I don't see any 10 acres or nothing, sir. I see a bunch of.
I can show pictures when I'm home again. It's like 400 miles from Denver. It is a bitch to get to. And this dog, he could do some plowing, but he is 12 years old, so I don't know how long I'd have him plowing. I had a electric skateboard that would recharge itself when you use the brake, And when he was pulling me down the sidewalk, it like fully charged it and started overcharging it because I kept just braking the whole time because he was just in a mad sprint and I was just Dennis the Menace behind him. Okay, so my idea is I want to take the growing area that would need the tilling and shit, and I'm gonna have like some kind of weighted device that will be the till. And I'm thinking, because this is also a thing I'm going to use for an elevator on the cliff, is like a winch from the front of a Jeep or a fucking truck. But if I put like a series of posts at either end of the field for that lane and you mounted the fucking winch to it, could you just like have a truck winch pull the weighted fucking till device, like you hit the remote and as it's wheeling the thing in, would that not just pull the till?
Highly unlikely.
Why wouldn't it? I mean, aren't winches fucking strong to pull a fucking truck out of a ditch and shit?
It depends on the ground, though. I mean, it would be.
What about that there Harbor Freight winch? What about Harbor Freight winch?
Yeah,
How about that one, man?
It would make like one row, and then it would fucking burn up. You have to go in, you have to warranty it, and get another one. Then you can do another row.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you try to front for that Chi-Com fucking Harbor Freight bullshit up in here, Lemon Tommy. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, but I am a fanboy of those YouTubers who will tell you what is an okay thing to get from Harbor Freight and what you want to avoid from Harbor Freight.
It's a whole genre now. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of Harbor Freight. Like it's one of the coolest
Me too.
stores.
There's a bunch of them in Denver. Yeah.
It's one of the coolest stores that there is. I don't have a problem with it. For guys getting into it, or hobbyists or whatever, Harbor Freight's fucking awesome. You can go there and get all kinds of tools.
You know what you can't get at Harbor Freight in Denver?
The Icon stuff is really stepping it up. Some of the Icon stuff, really nice stuff.
But what you can't get from Harbor Freight in Denver is a fucking digital scale, because all the fucking street trash just go steal them. And so there's a bunch of empty digital scale boxes on the shelf, and they never have digital scales.
There you go. No,
yeah, man. Like
Harbor Freight was one of my dad's fucking favorite stores. We used to
so here's my situation, EBT, as far as my salt of the earth skills. Like my dad had a small engine repair business, and him and his brother grew up on a farm, and I just got the spillover from that. I hunted on that farm, but I never worked that farm.
Okay.
And now my family's dead. And then whenever you guys start to say you're sorry, I go, well, dead to me.
Oh, there you go.
I always say that to strangers, and whenever they get that consoling look, I go, no, dead to me.
Yeah, I'm not trying to console any niggas on the internet, so.
That's right.
No, not with motherfuckers like JG running around, man. I like that dude, but he'll fucking rope-a-dope you into like being cool, and he'll just hit you out of left field. I kind of like that.
As soon as I see JG, I'm gonna give that motherfucker a hug. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give him a hug.
Dude, I love how fucking scared he is. He's like, dude, you're fucked up. You're kind of gay. You're kind of creepy. You're offering people your room.
He needs a hug. JG needs a hug. He needs physical affection. Is what.
Now, is he a 21-year-old homeless guy or not?
31.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And I was homeless in my 30s too. No judgment, but I thought somebody said he was 21.
No.
And we
30.
all know Peniel would be better off if he was 21. The fact Peniel was 30. Bust on that kid all the time for being 30 and sounding like he's in 8th grade and thinking like he's in 8th grade.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get hung up on a lot of the self-righteous shit that people, don't judge, don't talk about people when they're not here. No, just tell them to come find me. I'm not talking about anybody I can't at least reference why I'm saying it. I'm not saying it all shady as a secret.
Yeah, no, you know, the shakiness in your voice is palpable right now because EBT is here right now after you was talking all this shit about him. And then
No,
right
the
now I'm
shit I
here,
was
and
talking.
you can't talk no shit. You can't talk no shit because I'm right here
The
right
shit
now.
I was talking was just
You
what
can't talk
was.
no
I
shit
said
because
what
I'm
you
here right
did.
now.
I said what you did. I mean, I ain't mad at you, bro. I just said, I just said, hey, I said, hey, when he did that thing, that was kind of fucked up, right?
I
I ain't mad at you.
Did we not made up for it? Did we not have did we not have a phenomenal stream on Toilet Bowl Earth's channel?
Many more to come, sir. I think the mistake is thinking I had that much ill will in the first place. None of y'all change my brokerage account. None of y'all take years off this dog's life. So what do I got to worry about with you? I mean, we can sit and disagree, agree, go on a truther spree. I guess what I'm trying to say,
I don't know.
what I'm trying to say to so many people in 2023 is, why so serious?
I guess what
There you
I'm
go.
trying to say is that you sound like a fucking pussy.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I mean, don't mistake my pussiness for weakness. I like to present as a pussy. That way, they're surprised when they see this draw
what I'm
time.
saying is EBT gets on the panel, and you acting like a beta.
No, I just don't. I don't want to. I don't want us to erupt into what you and Benton were just doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you and Benton were not flattering. Look,
sir. You scared of Mr. EBT, sir. Just admit it. Bend the knee. Go ahead, bend the knee right now.
No, I'm not gonna get a fucking brandishing
Bend the
charge.
knee right now.
I was
sir.
gonna try and play some games on a panel, get myself a brandishing charge, or get shot by a cop tonight.
Don't do that.
Never do that.
So right over there is where I used to get my popsicles, and there was a group of young miscreants of no roof over their heads sitting around.
Do they get them SpongeBob popsicles there?
Well, they asked me for a cigarette on my way in, so on my way out, I gave them some sodas, and I said, "Sorry guys, I don't smoke cigarettes, just that go fast shit." And they were like, "Hey, you got any of that?" I was like,
"Oh God,
dude, everybody." I mean, there was a time that I was like looking back when I was doing. I very much went to like homeless people. Like, I would give you extra money if you can find me some Breaking Bad. And then sometimes when they couldn't find any after we went on a little hunt, I still gave them some money because I'm classy like that. And there's a cop over in that parking lot if you guys want to do it on the street.
I'm feeling like
guys, do you want to go interview a Denver cop, see if he knows who Paul Enslaved is from doing all his shit here in Denver, see if he can give us any dirt on Paul Enslaved?
Fuck Paul Enslaved.
do not approach law enforcement, Tommy.
Actual meth.
I mean, I can't talk to the cop.
Actual meth.
It's nighttime, Tommy. It's 3 in the morning. Don't do it, Tommy.
Okay, Benton, I want you to shut up and listen to me real quick. That park you see me go to with the lake, that's where the cops talk to me because I give them the shell casings there that I find near Mexican kids I give clothes to and shit.
See, like, where does this motherfucker come up with this bullshit? Like, that's what I don't get.
Look, I'm ready.
You think I'm making that up? Is that not too strange to be making up?
Why would you be doing that?
Well, it's when you just directly state shit, they assume you're playing an angle.
I'm sick of hearing shots every direction in my neighborhood, EBT. And when I finally find shell casings by the dispensary, I give them to the fucking Denver police.
Sir, you're a self-made billionaire off of fucking Elon Musk, sir. Why the fuck you living in that neighborhood?
Not a millionaire yet. Oh, he's not even sitting there.
100,000.
Oh, he is sitting there.
100,000.
Yeah,
right?
100,000 but I should be a millionaire within actually maybe a couple days the way AMC's looking. Do you want me to ask the cop if he knows Paul Enslaved?
Go ahead.
Look, he's right here.
Please.
He's right here. You want me to?
Do it live.
He sees the dog. He knows I'm not a fucking criminal.
Do it live. Yeah, get some credibility with me, sir, because right now you're sounding shook as fuck, sir. Your voice is shaky as fuck. You're scared because I'm here on the stream. after you talked all that shit about me. So go ahead, do something to gain gain credibility, sir.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
please. Fuck it, we'll do it live. That's right.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm talking to like an online YouTube show, and they know a guy that used to go around Denver doing the no license plate thing. His name was Paul of Paul Enslaved, and we just wanted to know if you, as a cop, know who that is. Okay. He was a little young, though. I think Paul was dealing with like the more veteran side whenever he was downtown and shit.
See, the only way that works, you got to let him talk to one of us through the internet, and then it's like disarming and endearing.
You should have let him talk to me.
It was
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
also kind of funny because he was like more of a high school looking guy compared to.
I could
Like,
take
you
the
had-
Jehovah's.
If it was me,
I could take the Jehovah's Witness training, and I could go out and do this and let you guys talk to people through the internet. For real,
Well, I was
I
kind
could
of.
do that.
I was thinking of some ideas for doing this, like maybe I just wear a robot head with the panel, like an iPad with the panel going on right in front of my face, only enough for me to see, and I'm just the like legs of the panel moving around, and they can just initiate contact with people, and I'll just play it by ear as far as when to stand there and when to keep going. But if I ever made my own channel, I would be out here in these streets with some like getting some common man
It's
fucking
super
opinions.
easy, Tommy. It's super easy. You're already there.
Right, but is why I'm not
You just
interested
gotta
is
turn
like,
on the camera. Got to turn on
But-
the camera and press stream.
but don't you feel like once you're established, don't you have a responsibility to keep pumping out stuff at a
Nope.
consistent
Nope.
schedule?
Nope.
If you want to go anywhere with it, I guess you would, right?
Are you working for some kind of broadcasting company, or are you working for yourself, Tommy?
I'm working for myself, but you got to understand that, and there's things about things, like when you go to a tournament, there's a structure to the tournament, and it's not
What do you
because
get,
they're.
a tournament. The fuck is a
Well,
tournament?
I'm trying to think of a example other than show business, but we can stay on show business.
We're not.
it's
we're
like-
we're not in a battle. We're not in a battle here. We
Okay,
are
so
just-
with show business, listen, with show
you just want
business,
to present your ideals, your reality. You want
well,
to
they're not
present that.
mine. These aren't my opinions. But look at
Well,
Z.
I mean, for the most
Whenever
part, they
Z
really
has
are.
his segments to the show, it's so like at least once he's moved on from the panel, you won't be paneling. But like somebody like Paul, you could randomly just have anything go because he said at any given time, and other panels are like that. I just contemplate, will there be a pro or con to that as things progress?
Well, no, see, you're stuck in that dialectic. There's no pro or con here, okay? It's just content. You just gotta pump out the content.
You almost
You
ate
know,
that street donut.
Pump out the content, sir. That's all.
Hey,
it's
and I'm
about.
all about, hey, I come to Benton's because I'm all about that. Not watching the views, not watching the ratings, barely having regard for the policy shit. I can live that life. I'm about that. We
Yeah,
out here.
no matter how you think it works, usually it doesn't matter what you think how it works, because
I know
the
how
things
it
you think will
works
get
better than
content don't
fucking
get
Wiz
views.
and his binary programming idea of how YouTube works. It's like, no, Wiz, the thing that controls stoplights and shit, that's not how YouTube algorithms work. You old
No,
coot.
it's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, man.
You
he's-
know,
The larger
Wiz-
the
Wiz is
audience,
growing-
the more
Wiz is
you
growing
have to
on that.
pander to the lowest common denominator. That's just how it works. It's an
Well,
inverse
that's the
relationship.
thing.
I don't think it matters either way, right? It doesn't.
Of course it
matter.
matters. No, absolutely. You will
I
never
mean-
get a large audience without addressing the least common denominator. That's how somebody gets a big audience. That's how it works.
Well,
I don't think so.
Doesn't matter if
There's
you
also-
agree, that's how it works.
That's not how it works.
How it works doesn't care if you agree that that's how it works.
It's not
You
how it works.
bozo. Yes, it is how it works. Absolutely.
That's not how it works at all.
And meanwhile, I spotted the format change, and you bozos argued with me about the format change.
What the fuck's going on?
You guys moved to a format and didn't even know you moved to a format that I was talking about, and you were arguing with me about. I'm pointing out, well, actually, it's this thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. Least common denominator. No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's what it is.
All right, and this is
can-
what.
can you
Listen, this is
elaborate?
what I was
Hey,
challenging.
Yeah,
This is
hold
what I
on.
was challenging.
Tommy,
I can
Hold on,
absolutely elaborate.
hold on.
Tommy, shut
This-
up.
This is what I
want-
was challenging EBT
Tommy,
and
shut
Provo
up.
on the other night. Is
Tommy, shut
sometimes
up.
they're arguing with Benton on the argument, and sometimes you're
want
just trying to
Benton to
get
explain what
Benton
the fuck he's
fucking
talking
riled
about.
up.
But Tommy won't shut the fuck up. Benton,
Well, if you
please
just wait,
elaborate on-
I'd shut
Tommy,
up when
shut
it's
the
your
fuck up.
turn.
Tommy, shut the fuck
Hey,
up.
I ain't one of your kids, bro.
You're still gonna
Hey,
shut
Ian,
up.
it's like
You're
Ian
still gonna
said,
shut
check
up.
a fucking
Example.
But
vibe.
I ain't one of my kids. Benton, please elaborate on what you're talking about. What,
I should have brought the
what-
fucking
what-
headphones.
what were you
Connection's
talking
getting
about?
Get off
shitty.
the street.
Okay, then yeah. So the internet goes fucking shit. That way, EBT looks like he's a bitch now. Okay, yeah. Good job, internet. Good job.
Oh,
internet.
that's why EBT looks like he's a bitch. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tommy,
I don't
you
think you're a
wanna-
bitch, EBT.
Tommy, you don't want to come against me, sir.
EBT, this is why we respect each other, is this process right here. You're not a loud cabbie that's removing me and muting me on chat and trying
Yeah,
to claim that as a
I
win.
mean, I agree that, but I mean, it's also a little weird the way that your tone has changed, sir, because your tone
Since when?
was a little different earlier today, sir.
When?
Whatever fucking stream you were on, I don't even remember. It all blends together, right?
Oh,
Anyway,
I know. That's why. I'm.
I moved past it because I'm. That's how I am. I moved past it. I forgot about it. Maybe because I'm drunk and I forgot about it already. Maybe because I'm just a good person and I forgave it and I moved past
And you know
it.
what? I only
So we're
remember
past
the
it.
things that I'm trying to help someone improve. Like if I come at somebody with some shit about, hey, you've been doing this for months and you're here, and here. It's not to call them out. It's like, if you'd like to work on that, I'm just like pointing it out because it ain't shit to me. If it's against me, I'll just quit hanging out, you know?
Well, that and
Yeah,
real
no,
quick, I want
I
to talk. Hang on, I want to talk about what Tommy just said. That's what I realized immediately about Tommy that everybody else doesn't get. If you don't provide some sort of atmosphere for him, he will just fuck off. Like he's not going to keep showing up. Not going to
And
happen.
even if I'm not getting what I want out of it, if you guys are completely successful with why you're here and I'm not getting what I want out of it, I'll still fuck off.
Exactly.
You know?
But we're
That's
not
what we
also going
should-
to placate to him. You know, I got to include him.
And that's what I was telling Yurt, is as all these streets pop up, people are going to see what they think of the different channels, see how they vibe, and they're going to migrate accordingly, and it'll all balance out.
Yeah, that's right. Dark glasses, Woodies. You're right. I work under heat and pressure. That's how I work. That's right.
That's right. Amen. Well, and see, I'm adjusting to a phase where I'm just not physically able to engage in these things anymore. Like I yelled at EBT, and now I'm fucking sicker than I already was. Like in my mind, I haven't understood that I can't yell at people anymore. My physicality won't allow it. But
No,
probably
it's
part of the
not, it's
reason
not that you can't do it. It's
No,
that
really,
you
well, I
know
can. I
better
pay
than
the
to
price.
waste your effort.
Well, I pay the price. I'm paying the price right now. That's what I'm saying.
And also, Benton, you got to think of it this way. Because I was in all kinds of like West Virginia roughneck fights, I did karate, I did boxing, I was a bouncer. That's why at my age now, with all my injuries, I'm like, fuck, I don't need to do that shit. I'll just fucking be cool until I got to shoot someone. Like, we can either talk it out or I got to shoot someone. Because I'm not going to like break my nose over somebody having the wrong fucking idea of something that went down. There's 24-hour porn shop. You guys
Hey,
want to go
come
do
at,
some porn
come
shopping?
at me with your K-Rate. Come out with your K-Rate.
That's right.
EBT, I'm just curious. Curious.
Sure.
Do you know that your red patch on your vest is upside down, or did you do that on purpose?
It's on purpose because if I put
Okay.
it right side up, it cancels the stream.
Got you. Okay. All right. I was just curious. I didn't know if you were fucking hammered and just put it upside
No,
down.
no, no. I've done it before where I had it right side up. And this patch is like a lore. It's an EBT lore that goes way back. But if I put it right side up, then the stream gets canceled.
All right. I thought you were just fucking smashed.
No, they pick it up, and they cancel the stream. But I
Right.
got this patch when I met Ma'am. I met Ma'am at St. Louis when I was getting gang stalked pretty hardcore. It's a whole story. It's a whole lore. But yeah,
Macho Man
I
Tranny
put,
Savage.
Wait. I want to hear. Wait. I want to hear. Wait. Let's go on to this. I want to hear about. You've been gang stalked.
well,
I
yeah.
mean, in
So
St. Louis, you can get gang stalked regardless of online stuff. You could just get gang stalked because you're in St. Louis.
I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about in person. Like, what did you?
yeah,
notice?
no. There's this.
I think
Well,
that's what I'm meaning to.
I got this patch at this place called Tactical Shit in St. Louis. It's a big tactical store. It's pretty famous, called Tactical Shit. But there's this whole
We've all heard of
thing. It was years ago when I always thought I was going insane because I kept getting gang stalked by colors, is what I thought. I was getting gang stalked by magenta colors or what I call ultraviolet colors, right? Like I would go to places and like all these people would show up and they'd all be wearing like ultraviolet t-shirts or like ultraviolet clothes, and like just out of nowhere, like, and then people would show up next to me and they'd be talking about stuff that I was thinking internally in my mind, and they'd be saying it like externally, and I'd be like, why the fuck are you talking about this? How do you know what I'm talking about? Like, anyway, so there's this big event.
Real. Yeah.
There's this so like I had to go to this training event in
over here.
St. Louis with one of my buddies who's a pretty
Yep.
normie guy, and the whole way going to St. Louis, like it was in the midst of me experiencing this shit, and I kind of brought him into it, and I was like, bro, like and he was totally normie, and I was like, bro, like I really don't know if I'm going insane or not, like, but I'd be like, bro, we're about to pull up to this gas station. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna pull up to the pump. There's not gonna be anybody around it.
Hey,
We're gonna pull up to the
recorded?
pump. As soon as we get out, everybody is gonna swarm us with fucking ultraviolet fucking magenta shirts. And then like it would happen, and he was like, what the fuck, dude? What's going on with this shit? And I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm serious. Like, I just know when I go someplace, this is gonna happen, and I don't know what's happening. I think I'm going insane, and I don't know what's happening. And
Hey, wait. Have you ever recorded it before it happened?
I did record. I recorded this whole event on my Instagram. Like,
Do you
and,
still not know why they were doing it?
Hey, wait. I've had the same shit happen to me. Hold on. There's a bridge right next to where I live, right? And there's a store on the other side of the bridge. So I fucking walk across the bridge right there and fucking go to the store. And every time I cross this certain spot, so it's the I-5 it's the I-5 freeway. Right next to where I live. I live right off the 5 freeway.
It's got lights on it, right?
TMI.
I'm not sure. I don't think on the overpass. But anyways, so the traffic. So every time I cross a certain spot, a car honks at like a certain area. When I cross the spot, I hear a honk, and it's not like somebody's honking at another car on the freeway. It's like honk honk, motherfucker, I see you. And it's been a few times, like 2 or 3 times, where I've looked and I've seen the car that's honking, and they have a yellow smiley face sticker on the middle of their front windshield. On their front windshield, right in the center, it's a big yellow smiley face. And it fucking happened for months and months. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking record it. And I was walking up on Snapchat with my friend, and fucking, I was like, look, this car's gonna somebody's gonna fucking honk.
Come on.
And sure enough, somebody fucking honked, and I got it on recording. They were like, "Dun, dun."
What the fuck are you mesmerized with on the goddamn
Yeah,
fucking
it's
road
fucking
work? Go.
crazy shit.
Yeah,
man.
no, we even, hold up. Maybe I can pull it up. We'll fill some air here real quick. I'll pull it up. But yeah, so there was this whole period where I was going through this weird period in time where I was like, I wasn't sure if I was going insane or what the fuck was happening with me, but like,
And it's like,
uh,
So what would they say? What would this magenta crowd say?
well,
What?
it would, it's hard to like, it's hard to really elaborate it on it in this situation, but it would be like, like say like I was going like one particular instance like while it was happening, and like on my Instagram page I was my whole story I was posting all this shit because it was like I wanted people to try to
You
help
did it
me
for the
because
gram.
I
We
did
know
it
you
for
did
the
it for the
gram.
gram.
But I was like, so like all this shit is turning magenta or ultraviolet everywhere I look. Like I'm being like color gang stalked by this fucking color, and it was driving me insane. So I was
Gang
share-
of color. Gang
I
of
was
it was stalking of color,
It-
not
it's
You know.
a thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing. Anyway, so I was sharing all this with people like that on my IG page, but like so like I would go like we were at this time we were going down to Memphis, and I was going down to Memphis to see my birth mom and my sister, and I remember we got to the house, and like I'll play a video in a minute. But anyway, so like me and my sister got in the car, and then we were talking about some shit because the whole thing started with my sister because like
it always
she
does.
she came to visit me in Chicago, and then I went to go take her to the megabus like stop in downtown Chicago, and she's super schizo, targeted individual, like the whole thing. And she's like, dude, watch. She's like, dude, watch, the Sears Tower is about to turn magenta. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, boom, the fucking Sears Tower turned magenta. And then, like, as we drove through the city to get to the bus stop, everything started turning fucking magenta everywhere we went. And she's like, I'm telling you, dude, like, this is weird. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Like, I'm kind of freaked out. But then, like, from that moment, everything it just connected. But then, like, I remember we went down to Memphis like a couple months later. We met up with her, and then I remember I got in the car with my sister, and we went to go to a smoke shop to get cigarettes and shit. And we were talking about a very private conversation in the car. And then so we parked at the car, and we're still talking in the car. And then we roll down the window, and then some dude pulls up in the next parking spot in a fucking like just plain magenta fucking colored shirt, and then starts talking about like exactly the same thing that we're talking about, but like just to where it's like you're enough to where you're like, what the fuck is going? There's no way that somebody pulls up in the same parking spot in this colored shirt that I know that he's gonna pull up, and he's talking about things that directly relate to what I'm talking about in this private conversation right now. And it's enough to make you go like, what the fuck is going? Like,
It's enough to make you think maybe we're all human after all, just sharing the same experience.
It's not like that though. Like it's like
I know.
these
You see this
people
shit
are
right here? Whenever I was in an RV, I'd
they're
try and find
purposely
these close
making
to
sure
parkour.
that you know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
just like Tinzel TQ said in the chat, recognition overload. And I'm not sure what's going on with Carl Anta blah blah blah. But for some reason he's talking shit about me in chat when I like all of his fucking videos. I've seen pretty much every single one from the American Freedom Convoy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, is that Truth or Cop?
No, I don't know.
No.
He
So
never
here's
comes-
the weird thing. Like here's the weird thing, right? Because like I'm a pretty logical person. Like I'm experiencing this thing, and I've had a lot. I had a lot of people on the internet that were friends, and I was posting this shit so that they would try to help me like understand what I was going through, because I'm being very logical about this, because I don't think I'm crazy, but I can show like objectively that things are happening right now that don't make sense to me. Okay, because
Yeah, you know
I-
you're not crazy because you feel crazy. Crazy people don't feel
yes,
crazy.
exactly,
Exactly.
100%, 100%, right? Yeah, it was,
And
it
in
was
the
an-
land of the unslaved for 6 months, I felt fucking insane.
and then all of a sudden, it went on for like a couple months, and then all of a sudden, bam, it was gone. Like, and I no longer had any of these experiences whatsoever.
And it
But-
might have had to do with the Antifa types because they had the power they were granted, and all at once it's gone again.
I don't know what that has to do with the Antifa types or whatever, but
Well, all
it-
these
it-
riots.
So where I'm getting at with this patch is where it started at, right? So like I'm on this training trip with this guy from work, right? And he's getting freaked out because because I'm kind of freaking out. 'cause
Showing
I'm
him
like,
your dick, I know.
yeah, we did that. But anyway, so I'm freaking out because right now I'm going through this existential crisis because I'm like, I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know if I don't know what's going on in my brain. Like all this shit's happening in front of
We
me.
still don't.
I think I'm okay. All this shit's happening, and then I can explain it to third party people, either on the internet or with this actual guy I'm on this trip with, and I can predict things that are going to happen. I can say, hey, when we go to this gas station, we're going to pull up. There's not going to be anybody there. And then as soon as we pull up, all these people are going to pull up, and they're all going to be wearing the same color. And he was like, "You're
That's the
fucking
Bloods.
retarded. You're fucking retarded, dude." But then we would pull up to the gas station, and then all these people would be wearing all this. It would be as I predicted, right? And it was like, so
Was
is
this
this some
place
kind
right
of
here?
weird solipsism or whatever? But anyway, so we go to this place in St. Louis, this tactical store called Tactical Shit. And the first thing we go to the patch section. They have this giant wall that's all fucking moral patches or whatever, you know? And
Look,
we
there was
pick
there was burst fire right there in the distance that my phone probably canceled out.
So we go to the patch wall, and then we pick out the patches that we want. So you pick them out of the patch wall, and then you have to tell one of the employees, you know, I want these patches, number whatever, whatever. And then they go back and they pick them out for you. So as soon as I pick this patch, the Crisis Actor patch, shit goes fucking crazy within the store, like in an instant. And not the guy I'm with notices it instantly. And then, like, instantly, there's this transvestite dude at the counter with a gun on his hip on a denim skirt, like, looks just like Ma'am. You know, remember the meme, Ma'am? It's, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
From the
it's
games?
ma'am. Yeah.
It's Ma'am.
Macho man, tranny savage.
That motherfucker shows up instantly at the fucking counter trying to buy a gun at the shop that we're at. Like, all of a sudden, both of us turn over, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking Ma'am. And like, the dude's like crazy. But then all of a sudden, like, the ambient conversation gets to where it's like overwhelming, not just for me, but for the other guy that I'm with. He's like, he's getting really freaked out. He's like, I can't be here, dude. Like, I really can't be. Like, every conversation is like directed towards us to some extent.
Dude, they're
like,
popping off over here, man. I mean, I ain't
it was a
scared,
very
but-
strange situation.
What, gunfire?
Yeah, I mean, there's two parts. There's always gunfire around Denver, but also Mexicans have established the days leading up to any holiday, no matter how minor, and the days after that holiday require fireworks. But tonight, I'm pretty sure that was burst fire because fireworks don't go bruka that. And I've already verified with the cops because I was like, listen, man, I know gunfire, but is that really what's going on around here? He's like, yeah, we've got a lot of youth that they can't work out their problems. And I'm sorry that you've heard that. And I'm sorry if you feel in danger. I say, shut the fuck up. I'm like, I'm my last line of defense, but I just want to make sure I hear what I'm hearing. You goddamn robot. And the cop that was saying that shit was moonlighting at a fucking Circle K. So it's like, he's not getting paid enough anyway.
If someone attacked you, would your dog fucking bite their ass?
There was a time I would say yes. It's been so long since any aggression has come toward us. I'm not sure what he would do about anything. Because there was a time if you had prison tattoos and were putting on a shirt just to ask me for money, he would growl them off and show that he didn't like them. But he's 12 years old now. I don't know what he's thinking anymore. He's been through the lockdowns. He's been through living in an RV with me. I don't know what his perception is.
He's like, I'm in fucking retirement. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he might make it to 20, man, because he still acts like a puppy, but he's definitely 12 years old. But when he was a puppy, I was a gym rat doing the boxing in college and shit. I think he thought that we were king of the world because he saw my interaction with all my beta college roommates. And so he just got this idea that like everyone bowed to us, and he knew I was strong because he's strong and I would wrestle with him. So for a long time, I think he thought it was I was king of the world and he was my dog is what I think he thought. Because he used to do some pretty obnoxious supremacy type dog actions. Now, as far as would he attack, one time me and a neighbor dog, we were hanging out in the apartment's parking lot / yard, and a dude came out of the darkness of the parking lot, and Camacho barked twice and charged at him. And if that dude wouldn't have sidestepped like water, Camacho dove for his fucking face. And since he didn't hurt him, I was like, man, that's good shit, Camacho. And he was some kind of German weirdish guy. Anyway, but no harm, no foul. If he would have bit a guy's face for no reason, I would have put him down myself right there. Not put myself through the court.
Yeah, I don't know if I forgot to take my enzymes when I ate, but I'm all fucked up.
It's this conversation, bro.
Hey,
It was before that.
let me share the
What's
screen real quick. I'll show you, ma'am, from this experience that I was talking
It's
about.
man.
I'm on my phone. I can't do any of that shit.
Oh man,
Truther Cop, though, if Truther Cop's around, he's got admin on my StreamYard.
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, my laptop died, unfortunately.
Yeah, if I ever cut out, my phone died before I noticed. I wouldn't have a way to charge it out here anyway. Wait, Camacho.
Oh shit. Oh, Drew was trying to do the shitting. I see what it was. He sent me an email.
That is
Hey.
so Drew.
He's trying
Yeah.
to give you some viewers. And
He was, yeah. I was, I boomered it. I had a boomer moment and fucked it up. Yeah.
He came at me one stream, and I already know he's the one that would email you while you're in the middle of a stream.
Well, I meant to try to send people over whenever he.
Yeah, I better go get Benton's people. I don't know how to get people to watch me. I'll go get Benton's people. I'm just clowning, Drew. I'm not scared of you, but I'm just
the
clowning.
camera won't pick it up. Damn it! It won't do it. Yeah, I can't do it if I can't share a stream, but it's on my channel. It's called Ultraviolet Ultraviolence: The Magenta Agenda. Is where I explain the whole situation. I have video evidence of everything that's going on. I still think
Come and get one in the yobbles. That is, if you've got any yobbles.
I still think I was crazy, but like I was sharing it with hundreds of other people, saw what's going on with me. So like I have no idea what's going on, but something was happening. It was strange.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. It's just whether or not we're tapped in to see it, you know? I had all kinds of stuff like that happen.
That's like everything, though, because one analogy I don't use enough. Like, we say a lot of stuff is random. Like, things are random or coincidence. Like, you might say a pool break is where all those balls go are random. But if you give a physicist the information of how hard that cue is going to hit the balls where, nothing of that break is random to the physicist. Perspective. Change.
people don't know this, but a computer cannot generate a truly random number. It's not possible.
That's how you play it, because you're like, has it been using this number, thus it won't use it unless it does. But yes, that is the lost in your own thoughts of programming something to be random. Just like when I rock, paper, scissor a motherfucker, I'm thinking about how many times you've already scissored and if you're going to scissor again. Shit like that. Not as much as your mom scissors your fucking neighbor, but, you know.
That's right. I can beat my 5-year-old every single time on rock, paper, scissors if I want to. It's pretty easy.
Because he just goes rock or paper. He can't even do the scissors yet. He hasn't developed yet. He can't really make that finger shape. He can't do blood. He can't do the blood sign. So how's he gonna join a gang?
She can do all of it, but I just wait. You just do that half-second wait, and then
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking
You guys just tell her your connection lags. I know my connection lags. Because there is some video games where you actually benefit from having a shitty connection. They'll let you win.
she's getting really good at Minecraft lately, which Minecraft is one of the ones that I'm okay with because it really does teach you to like do stuff, I guess, to some extent. Like,
Well, I heard some fucking study or source said Minecraft is the closest kids get to what we had of getting out in the dirt and riding BMXs and shit.
you know, the thing that I always say is like, how much did Lego fuck up by not inventing Minecraft, right? Like,
Right?
who dropped the ball at fucking Lego Corporation to where they didn't invent fucking Minecraft before fucking Lego, right? Like,
But you know what? Like the guy that invented Minecraft, because I've seen articles about him, like the sad state of Notch. Like, no, both
Notch,
Legos
yeah.
and Notch. Yeah, both Legos and Notch, they made their fucking millions and billions. Notch got paid for Microsoft to own Minecraft.
well,
And I think-
Notch is a Q-tard too, right?
I haven't really read into him, but I just know he made bank off handing
Yeah, I'm
off
pretty-
of
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Minecraft.
Pretty sure Notch is a Q-tard. He was heavily involved with all that. With all that shit.
Now, here's the thing. I was never a big Q-tard, but the Gematria Riddlers in my crypto space, who include Elon Musk jumping in there, they seem to talk like they all play a role that Q is allegedly involved in too on some big picture shit. But I don't read that deep into it, and I just prepare to shoot at whatever's coming at me too fast, and I'll leave the mystery to whoever survives the whole thing. I'll leave it to the people in the Millennium Falcon to figure out what the fuck is going on. This is that common law everybody talks about. It's like I can live by the real easy shit about like, if you're not coming for my harm or coming to take my stuff, when you do, I can tell pretty easily.
Do you know?
wait.
Do you know Alex Stein? Do you know Alex Stein, Tommy?
Yeah, I go back and forth. Sometimes I love him. Sometimes I'm like, Alex, shut up. But that's anybody. I'm tired of all of us having to say, well, I don't agree with 100%. That's nobody. Nobody agrees 100% with anybody.
Do you know the New Templars?
I have heard it, but I don't know what that is, but I've heard that reference. As far as Alex,
a lot of people say that Alex Stein is Q, and I totally disagree with that.
no, he's not that smart. I mean, he's a funny
He's not that
dude.
smart.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, but he's not that smart because
No,
to
not
be
at
his kind of funny, sometimes he's wrong, but he's still funny.
Mhm.
And that's fine.
What are your guys' thoughts on Elon Musk?
I could emphasize off of the shitstorm I started by saying that's where a lot of my money came from and that I like the dude, but I do recognize I think he's playing a role in the grand scheme as well. But
I know where you're at. All right, EBT, what's your thoughts on Elon Musk?
Total fraud, total actor.
Good job.
Has
Great.
nothing to do with any of the companies that he's involved with. And then
okay,
Does it
most
have
of
so this is the thing I
most of
have to
companies
stand on
involved
though.
with are frauds as well.
Does
But
it-
listen, whenever we all talk about that he dropped out of college and high school, just like Mark
no,
Cuban,
that's all a fake story. Whatever. That's Steve Jobs. That's all. Every famous person who's ever
right? And is what I tell people about those guys, because there's a lot of people that take those stories and they use it for the reason to not do shit with themselves.
Yeah.
When each of those guys dropped out, they still put their asses through the due diligence of learning some shit.
dropped out. They never dropped out of anything. They never were in anything. EBT, what? Why do you?
Ooh, did you get yourself a gotcha for the night? Can you check that one off? Because I'm saying, yeah, it doesn't matter if they win or not. They still hit them books. They
Yeah.
still know the shit they know.
Nope.
It's like the way I did go to college.
Elon is a complete fucking retard.
Yep.
No, he knows fucking rockets,
he
dude. He
doesn't
knows
know any-
electricity.
He doesn't know.
He knows
literally
batteries.
doesn't know anything.
He knows
He
electric
literally
motors.
does not know anything.
Space is fake.
Why? Because I've sat there and watched him explain the shit that I know too.
You're literally a fucking Elon fanboy that can't take
No,
any
I'm not a
criticism
fanboy.
of you.
I have a
It's just
degree in
you don't-
applied science,
No,
and
you
I
don't.
like
You're an
electric
Elon
cars
fanboy.
and shit.
Because if you weren't, you would realize that the motherfucker don't know anything.
But if you knew how to discern between who knows something and who doesn't, you might not carry your dick around YouTube like you do.
Illumitami.
Oh, look, pizza guys.
Sorry, just directed toward Illumitami.
Sure.
Yeah. So where do we live?
What do you mean? Are you doing that we talk on me? I thought the
We're
truther
doing-
community was
I mean,
done
just
with.
human life. Me, you, EBT, Benton. Where are we right now?
I am in Denver, Colorado. I don't know where you guys are.
What are you on a ball? Are you on a?
Fuck yeah, I'm on a globe. You want me to go back into that? I told these people, I went over to fucking Ian's channel and said I'm a globetard. Because I don't feel like a globetard telling people I'm a globetard.
You are years behind, brother. You're years.
Yeah, is this Austin telling me this?
Behind. Yep. You're years
Austin, why would you go on fucking Peniel's channel and lay out Paul's fucking psychological issues and then go right back over there and hand job him like the next day? That's what I don't need you telling me what we're living on, you know?
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna imitate.
Hey, how many patents does Tesla Motors have?
just saying, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. That's all I'm saying.
How many-
So you're relying
how
on
many
the Red Hot
patents-
Chili Peppers.
No, I'm
You're
many
relying on the Red Hot Chili
No,
Peppers for your Earth shape.
I'm relying on the second law of thermodynamics. I'm relying on physics. I'm relying on math. I'm relying on everything.
Okay, so just like you,
I'm
just like
relying
you
on
and Z,
I know.
if
I've
you know that shit and Z has a doctorate, you both should know you're on a fucking globe.
Nope. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are completely made up. It's all fake.
Oh, well, you're not gonna win. I mean, I
We've
don't.
all- we've
I
all
ain't
been-
got no
we've all-
ill. I don't have ill feels toward you,
They're
but you're never gonna get me on
they
that
were-
team.
We've all been
They were
brainwashed.
discovered mathematically. They're not
We've all-
discovered
we've all been
by
brainwashed.
observation.
We've all been brainwashed since kindergarten. So the first thing that they teach you is that you live on a floating ball, floating through infinite space, tilted at a 24.4 degree axis.
Yeah, because a guy died for realizing that. The first people that realized that were killed by the Catholic Church.
Power, and you got all
That's
these
true.
stars and
That's
balls
true.
and globes and all these things.
Hey, Austin, I'm not impressed that you can recite a YouTube video from another branch of these streets.
Yeah,
Like-
I've been doing this for way too long.
Hold on, I can't hear shit for a minute.
No idea. I promise. This
No,
is
listen,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
I'll debate you, but if you want to take
From
the stance,
Neptune on is all discovered mathematically. It's not discovered by
Okay.
observation.
okay.
what is
so
this
we-
shit you guys are talking about discovered mathematically? We observe the planets.
Look
If
it up.
any,
Look it up. Look it
if
up.
anything,
No, look it
anything
up.
by the shadow
Look it
they
up.
cast
Look
when
it
they
up,
cross
sir.
over. Shut the
Look
fuck
it up,
up,
sir.
Eddie Bravo. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I ain't got to
No, you
look
don't.
shit up.
Clearly, you do not, because Neptune was discovered by math. It wasn't discovered by observation.
Look, man, you got me looking like a psycho on the streets because you guys think there's a flat fucking disc that we live on.
No,
I don't. I personally, I don't care.
I don't think I
but-
know. It's a matter.
No,
of,
I don't care either.
It's a matter of knowing.
I was just a dude went by on a Lime scooter while I was yelling at y'all. And he was just like doing the awkward, like,
don't
like the
get-
motor took
I
the
don't-
awkward noise.
Illumitami, I don't get mad at this shit anymore because I've been doing it for so many years that I've dealt with.
Yeah, now that's my line, and is what I'm saying is I'm not mad at you, Austin, but don't come at me with like hey, where are you right now? Oh my God, you're so behind. You sound like a goddamn Valley girl. Like that's not a science unbiased attitude to take if you know something. I know shit. That's why I went into We Are Asleep TV saying, hey, if it's round, we can still be friends. I can be friends with Discworlders if I'm a Globetard. It's not a big deal.
I can be friends with you. All right, well, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
Right, but the reason I'm so laid back is because I've got to keep you guys from hanging yourselves when you see that the globe proof was always here, because since Michelangelo, like since Michelangelo invented a telescope to say that the Catholics killed that guy for nothing, yeah, it's pretty much been globe, unanimous globe.
They killed
And usually,
they
and not
killed
with you, Austin,
Michelangelo.
not with Austin and not with any of you,
Hold
but
up.
would you not,
Hold
would
up, they
you
killed
fucking argue?
Michelangelo?
Hey, do we want to talk over each other and get all fucking you and Benton about it? Now,
They
could you guys not?
They let Michelangelo.
Well, now I'm
paint
yelling over the
little baby
fucking
dicks.
traffic.
They
But
let
listen,
Michelangelo paint
dickhead.
baby dicks all over the Sistine Chapel. What are you talking
When
about?
you meet a lot of flat earthers, do you not notice that there might
He
be
doesn't even
more to
respect
them that might be issues rather than the fucking shape of the planet? Like I think Christos is a good guy. He's a nice guy. But when you see his alchemic fucking anime jargon and that he leans right on into flat earth and other rebellious beliefs and stances to have, is it not just like his age and obvious of his demographic? See, one thing Paul's right about, I can be nice and boring because that's how I threw a wrench in his shit a lot of the time, is just nice, basic, boring to match that hype over nothing.
The discovery of Neptune, however, did not come from any of these chance observations. Rather,
Right, and I
it
don't
came
give a
from
fuck about like an
mathematical
individual planet.
analysis of the deviation of Uranus from its predictive orbit. Okay, so like the way they discovered these planets is math. Nobody.
No, there's
observed-
also a
nobody
way that
observed
they
it.
see it through the shadows.
And
of
well,
what
that,
is-
that was post hoc after they discovered it mathematically.
No such thing as planets.
Whatever, Austin. We've been to the moon. Half of your technology and your military you used was same fucking corporations that got to the fucking moon.
But we lost.
I
all
haven't
that,
been to the
lost
moon.
all that technology, and it's
So
a
you
really
haven't been
painful
to the moon.
process to get back to it.
Okay, so you haven't been to the moon, but you are on a platform
Well, you
where
said
you can watch
we.
people.
We have not been to the moon.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, but you are on a platform where you can watch people who have left the atmosphere with Blue Origin and fucking dude
Yeah, that
perfect.
looks-
Yeah,
fucking-
and we
that
watched that
looks-
shit
that
live
looks
on a
so
on a
fake.
Discord.
And that looks
And it-
so fake.
As soon as they started floating, the video went all pixelated. I saw it in real time.
Did they use a fisheye lens? Let me guess. They used a fisheye lens too.
No, look.
Oh,
look,
but
this,
no,
this is all they gotta do.
pixelated.
This is all they gotta do. This is all Elon got to do. Instead of sending a fucking Tesla Roadster, which actually the Tesla Roadster that he supposedly sends to space was actually supposed to go to one of the original 3 founders of Tesla Motors. That was in his contract. But Elon said,
Nobody
fuck
cares.
that guy. Fuck that
Yeah.
guy. I'm going to send his car to space because
And more
he's an-
power to him, because fuck
Well,
that guy.
Elon's a
They were
dickhead.
fucking that.
Anyway.
No, Elon
you think-
saved
you-
that
you
company.
think Elon, you think that was real?
Yeah.
You think
you guys-
Elon's the
listen.
Tesla Roadster in space was
Oh no,
real?
no! Don't laugh, Benton, because my thing I'm watching whenever Mr. Alienated stands
I
here,
rest my
I'm
case.
watching it. I'm
I
watching
yield.
an
I yield,
I'm watching
sir.
an echo chamber that watched that launch together and all agreed it was, oh yeah, it's fake because we agree it's fake. Like everybody loves to fail together as long as they don't look stupid failing alone. People will jump on board with taking a wrong turn
Well,
as long as
just happened to pixelate as soon as the people started going, wait,
I don't
Right.
buy
And
into
it
the
showed-
I
and
never
it showed the sound-
I don't
and it
buy
showed
into the
sound
pixelation because
stage. It showed the fucking sound stage, and Elon even had to come on and say, "It looks so fake." That's how you
that's
know
how
it's
you know
real.
it's real.
no,
And
dude.
you believe that shit.
Hey,
And you
listen.
believe that shit.
no,
Unreal.
you guys believe
Unreal.
you guys.
Unbelievable.
Hey, EBT, quit being a fuck nut and let me respond. Okay, you want
hey,
to you want your kids
sir,
to fucking interact like
Sir,
this?
you gonna talk to me like that, sir, on this stream?
Are you gonna talk to me like talking over me?
Yes, sir. I am gonna talk to you
All
like
right,
that. You
take
gonna
that
have something
shit to
say
the
about that?
enslaved. Take that shit to the enslaved.
Well, and I
Alright.
do want to say, I'm not laughing at you, Tommy. I'm laughing at the visions in my head of these things.
Well, here's
Yeah,
the
it's
thing.
so fake.
In
I did
all
say
these
I
debates,
yield, I
you
yield,
guys.
I yield.
Okay, so if you yield, shut the fuck up. All right. In all these debates with flat earthers, whether we've been to space, whether we've been in the moon, there's one thing in common with all of them is I can bring up the most off the wall shit and they immediately know why it's wrong. They immediately know what to say because they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Illuminati.
I'm here.
I don't know how anybody could
Wait,
believe that
hold on,
shit.
Hold on. I know.
I used to believe that.
Why would they destroy a middle school teacher to fake that we're going to space? Why would they just blow up a teacher in the sky?
Why do all of those astronauts have twins?
We got to get out of the emotion stuff and start having.
I am not in emotions. I am in emotions of being talked over. It is not about information.
And I'm not talking over you. I'm sitting here waiting. I'm sitting.
Yeah,
here
and you saw me getting talked over. Can I have a little time to cool down?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
All right, because the guy that was talking over me, he can't decide whether we're talking shit or not talking shit, and whether we're beefing or over it. It's all the same. I just want my turn.
Sir, I'm talking over you right now, and sir, I yielded. Okay, sir, I yield
And that
again.
wasn't talking. You weren't talking over me that time. I wasn't talking.
I just have some questions.
Yeah, did you see me on Z earlier? Like, if we're gonna do the flat Earth space thing, how about you just wait till? Because I told Z, I was like, now that I see you want to come at me like this, Z, let me get my shit nice and organized and fresh, and let me get some links together, and I'll come back and do this. And maybe you just want to come in for that then.
Yeah, I've been waking up to fakes. I've been waking people up for 6 years to fake space.
Yeah, well, Ian thinks he's waking people up too, and I'm not saying you're an Ian.
No, I didn't say I think I am. I said I have been.
Right. Well, that can bite you in the ass too.
No, it's not. I'm not doing anything based off opinion. It's based on knowing.
Well, I don't speak on opinion either, and
You don't
science is very recordable, reenactable.
The ego is a motherfucker. I get it. I've been in your position.
No, the ego is not always a bad thing. The ego says that's your wife and not your friend's wife. That's your ego says that's your bank account and not the thief's bank account. But just before we get away from it, when I was getting talked over, when Elon Musk said that space looks fake, it's because it really does. Because you're used to seeing CGI space shit, and when you get up there in the vacuum of boring nothingness, it looks pretty shitty and fake.
Wait.
The same way I've seen murder scenes where it looks fake because it wasn't a movie.
Hold on. Wait.
I'm holding.
Okay. Wait. Let's do this logically. You said space.
And that wasn't proof.
Wait,
that was
hold on.
just in
Yeah.
response to the Elon thing.
Hold on.
Logically
I'm
is
telling you, dude.
nobody is changing anybody's mind. That's logic.
I know, and I'm not even saying that
Nobody's
Elon
changing
comment was
anybody's
proof
mind.
of
I'm
anything.
using physics. I'm using fucking physics, you geniuses.
Yeah, they
You can
use
use physics, but nobody's going to change their mind.
Oh,
said
Voodoo
exactly.
Donut.
Hold on.
You guys ever had Voodoo Donuts?
Hold on.
Yes, I've had Voodoo Donuts. Delicious.
Hold on.
Dude,
You
I
said
see.
space is a vacuum. What's the second law of thermodynamics? I'm using physics and math. I'm a pretty fucking intelligent person. I've been to
I didn't say you weren't intelligent. I said we've been to the fucking moon.
Okay, can you have an air pressure system next to a vacuum without containment?
You,
No, you have
all
no-
pressure systems are the result of two
The
different
second law of
relativities.
thermodynamics. You cannot have a vacuum next to an air pressure system. We live inside of an air pressure system. There has to be containment next to a
Yes.
vacuum, or else you would
Yes,
fucking-
there is.
And don't say
It's the atmosphere.
Gravity doesn't exist. It's still a fucking theory, and it doesn't pass the scientific method.
Hey, I'm answering your.
I know this shit like the back of my fucking hand.
Well, then
Cannot
why
argue with
don't you know what the atmosphere is? That is the containment.
It's an air pressure system.
Yeah, based off of the greenhouse effect.
No
based
such
off
thing as
of.
gravity. No such thing as
Oh
gravity.
my God! Then why do things drop when you let go of them? What the fuck are you even saying, Mr. Highly Intelligent person?
Gravity is a result. It's not the factor that caused it to happen. Gravity is just a result. Gravity does not pass the scientific method. You cannot prove it. You can Google on your phone right now. Google, is gravity a theory?
No, you can jump off a building right now and you'll hit the ground, and no matter what word you use, to say you're gonna hit the fucking ground, it happens. It's fucking gravity.
You're like right here. I'm like way up there. I can't have
No, Austin, you are playing the semantics of, oh, you can't use sovereign and citizen together, like you're being meticulous like that. It's no, dude, you are planted on the ground. When you jump, you come back down. When you throw a ball, it drops. It's because of a thing. And no matter how much you want to dilute or cloud what that explanation is, you can't just say gravity doesn't exist because you're standing on a fucking globe.
Well, he said it's not a law, I think is what he said. Technically.
Yeah, and that's fine, because I will even say, yes, we don't know fully how to explain where it comes from, what's going on. But whenever Z says, explain, like, where's gravity? It's like, yeah, I'll just drop your phone right here. There's gravity. Like, Jesus, guys, don't get lost in the sauce over this shit. You still know you flew a kite and you've dropped a fucking glass of beer.
Things
Well, I
falling
don't-
down is an effect. Things falling down is an effect. It's not gravity per se.
Well, before we go into the weeds, I don't think it's a ball either, but I don't need Tommy to share my viewpoint. I think that's where we get lost.
Gravity is the result. It's not the cause. What's the cause? You have to find the causation. It does not pass the scientific method. Gravity is the result. It's not the cause. I can say, yes, I jump up and down and I go fucking down. I can grab a ball, it drops. Yes, I'm not fucking retarded. You can have a fucking ball and it drops. Yes, obviously, fucking gravity. But what is it? What causes it? That's the result. It's not the cause. You guys got to understand how fucking science and physics and shit fucking retarded.
Okay, so here's my biggest problem with a lot of this, right? Like, you go to the ocean, you look at the
Ray
ocean. The ocean is wavy. There's waves coming into you to the shore, but yet you look at the horizon, and the horizon is flat and level. But in reality, the horizon should be wavy, right? The horizon should be wavy, but it's not.
Okay.
Your eyes are not telling you the truth of anything.
All right. Check it out. See, this is okay. Check. See. All right.
Oh, did we lose Tommy? Where'd Tommy go?
So this is the thing. People who believe in the globe think that people who believe in a flat Earth know nothing about the globe. When it's
I
no,
agree
it's
with
the
you.
opposite. It's the opposite. I know.
They know more about it.
Yes, exactly. It's the fucking opposite. They're like, "Oh, you're retarded. You don't know how the globe works." No, dude, look at my fucking sleeve. My sleeve is planets and stars and satellites and globe. I used to believe in that shit. I was so into it that I looked so deep into it that I realized that it's all fucking fake. Look at this shit, bro. I got fucking planets and stars and fucking everything, dude.
The nigga got a damn set. The nigga got ISS on his arm.
You wouldn't be a
hold up.
fucking physicist referencing your fucking tattoo.
And show me paperwork. Show me paperwork of the ISS being constructed.
ISS is fake as fuck. 100% fake as
There
fuck.
is zero fucking construction or anything any proof. There's zero proof of the ISS ever being constructed. It's all fucking fake. We live in the firmament, just like Warner von Braun's fucking tombstone says.
Well, okay. So here's my thing with the von Braun tombstone. I think it might be the opposite of what Flat Earth says. I think he's admitting that he couldn't get anywhere.
Oh, just like Hillary Clinton said, we must break through that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Just like Hillary Clinton
But
said,
anyway,
fucking
so
demon.
this is what I was trying to say earlier, and then I'm saying something, and I've already forgot what I was trying to say. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh no,
But-
what you were saying was the ocean is level. That's what you were saying, and I was
No,
gonna say
well,
this
no,
is the
it,
thing.
it appears to be, but it should.
No,
Like in
it-
reality, if you think about it, it should be wavy, right?
It
It should be wavy.
yes, to a certain extent. It should be wavy. Yes. See, look, this is the thing. You ask people, oh, how big is the globe? You ask them numbers and this and that. It's like, okay, if I were to ask Illumin Tommy right now, what is the circumference of the globe? He'd be like, oh, I don't know. Google it, blah, blah, blah. But I can come up with these numbers off the top of my head. It's 24,903 miles in circumference. And based off of that, you get to a 7.9 square mile square, 7.9 square. So you can use that, and you could use mathematics and lasers, and this has already been fucking done. The Navy's already done this. You can use that. And so based off of that 7.9 square miles, you can go fucking 100 miles out, and it's supposed to be a certain amount of numbers, 100 times 7.9, whatever, 7, whatever. But you will find that those lasers align. There is no curvature. They're not supposed to fucking align, and they fucking align. This experiment has been done over and over and over and over in fucking Chicago and all kinds of fucking shit, dude. We are in a fucking deeply satanic, brainwashed, fucking evil, fucking sadistic, sick system. And anybody who thinks Elon Musk is a good person has no idea what the fuck is happening in reality.
Yeah, they're totally retarded. But
Yeah.
early on, I pushed years and years ago, I pushed the idea that we can't, if you're going to try to prove this, you can't possibly use lasers because there's going to be atmospheric and optical things that are going to get in the way.
No,
I
I think
pushed
you're
the-
talking about refraction.
I pushed the idea of the force the line experiment, and this is what I presented to the Globebusters many years ago.
There's
So,
you can do. I mean, it takes the same time. Okay, so let's say the
so
Earth
if
is-
you had a monofilament line, right? If you were able to manufacture a monofilament line several miles long, you should be able to physically, not optically, because a laser is going to be optically. There should be a way physically with a monofilament line to be able to show this curvature with the line, which was the point of the force the line experiment, which never got off the ground. And I got upset with Globebusters because I proposed this idea to them, and they said it was ridiculous. But I was saying this is the only way you'll ever be able to prove this is if you can physically do an experiment with the physical line, force the line. This is the only way they could be. And they would tell me like, well, you could never get monofilament line this long and all. And then like I contacted monofilament line manufacturers, and they said, yeah, we could make line in that length. Like it's not a big deal.
most pilots will tell you that the Earth is flat, but they're afraid to say it. When I was in the Army and I went from Texas to Korea. Okay, think about it on a globe map, right? If you're in Texas and you're going to South Korea over there by Japan, whatever, right? You would pass a big ass ocean, right?
Mm.
So what we did, so if you think
You're gonna
about,
fly by through Alaska, and then to
we stopped in Alaska because it's a straight fucking line. We went from Texas to Alaska to South Korea in a straight fucking line. Just like the United Nations flag, the flat earth map. They put the fucking answers right in front of your face and they expect you not to fucking see it. Because they think you're all dumb slaves, which fucking 99% of you are.
You can make the argument that it would be unreasonable for commercial aircraft to fly over large open areas of ocean, even if it was
Yep.
technically the straight
Direct-
line.
Direct path.
Yeah.
This straight to fucking Alaska, Anchorage, straight to South Korea in a straight fucking line.
Yeah, my dad was stationed in Alaska for a long time. My dad flew over the North Pole a whole lot when he was my dad was an anti-submarine in the Navy for a long time. He would fly over all those routes. I wish he was still here. I would. There's so many questions I could have asked him. The more that I know now is like, what was the deal with going over like the North Pole and all that kind of stuff? But unfortunately, I can't ask him that anymore.
I don't know. That's where Santa Claus lives. St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
St. Nicholas was actually a demon who had a red fur coat, and he lived in the North Pole.
Well, St. Nicholas was a boss that smacked heretics at the council, is who he was. Smacked Arius in his face.
I heard he was
Smacked him in his face.
at the North Pole. And yeah, I mean, for all of you closet fucking flat earthers who have no idea what's going on, all the stars are the same every fucking 24 hours. They operate like a clock. They all circulate around Polaris, which is the North Star, which is right above the North Pole. It's called Polaris, and it's the same fucking stars 24 hours a day, every fucking day, doing the same pattern. But yet they want to tell us we're on a fucking 24.4 degree axis, which opposite
hurtling through space.
which to get to 90 degrees is 6.6. And you're floating and you're going at 1,000 miles per hour, floating around a fucking sun and doing this in the Milky Way and going around this galaxy and doing this and that. Four different fucking rotations, but we see the same stars doing the same thing every fucking night. It's mass brainwashing, and it's fucking getting old. It's getting so fucking old, dude. I stopped talking about this shit years ago. I don't know why the fuck.
Well, but I want to say this about all of that. Like, if I'm otherwise internet friends with Illumitami and he believes if he believes that it's a globe, I'm not going to let that come between the friendship. It's not the end all be all for me. I don't think it's a globe either.
But I feel like the moon landing is like a major pivot point, though.
I got you, Ben. I got you, man.
No, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. It's just for me personally. But I am going to laugh if he brings up Blue Origin. I am going to start laughing because I watched all of that and it was fucking hilarious. I'm not laughing at Tommy. I'm laughing at my memories of the Blue Origin.
Ridiculous.
Ben,
the Tesla Roadster in space. I mean, like, you can't apologize for that. Like, it's obviously fucking fake. It's obviously fucking fake. You can't make any argument that that's real.
I really thought that Stephen Hawking was like the smartest motherfucker, and then looking back on it, it's like, no, they're just making fun of me. Like, this is the smartest motherfucker. Look at him.
They're just fucking
like, come on.
Well, here's what I was trying to get at earlier when we got on to the Tesla Roadster in space. What I'm saying, right? Like, the logical thing would be like, instead of sending a fucking how much was that car? $80,000 fucking electric roadster into space. How about you attach a bunch of fucking GoPro cameras, which a GoPro, how much does a GoPro cost? Attach a fucking bunch of GoPro cameras and let us live stream that. How much money would you make off a live stream, a subscription live stream that you could live stream? Look at that fucking, why does that not exist? Give me a good reason why I cannot live stream a view from space in 2023, and there's no reason why I cannot live stream from fucking space in 2023. That blows the whole thing out of the water.
It doesn't fucking exist.
It doesn't fucking exist.
It took me so long, dude. It took me so fucking long to come to it took me so long to understand that. When I understood that, I was like, holy fuck. You're telling me everything that I've been told my entire fucking life is the opposite? It's not true? Like it fucking boggled my fucking mind. I'm like, okay, so where the fuck do I even live? If you're telling me space is fake, then what the fuck are all these white dots in the sky? What are those? Well, if you zoom onto them, if you zoom into it with just a P900 camera, you'll see that it looks like ripples,
Water
water.
water reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water, yeah. All right, you know what's up, man. You know what's up.
Well, and before y'all get too in the weeds on that, I want to take Tommy's position just a little bit since he's not here. But you know, if he made all that money by believing these mainstream narratives about Tesla and all of these things with the crypto, I mean, ain't nobody out here getting rich by understanding that all of these things may very well be fake. Who's getting rich based on that?
Okay, well, yeah, that's a valid point. I mean, you
Thank you.
legitimately Tesla did great in the stock market, right? If you had invested early on, maybe perhaps you would have made money. But the reality is the government made Tesla successful. It wasn't Tesla. He
Yeah.
invested a very
I
marginal amount
believe
of
that,
money.
EVP.
He invested a very
Yeah, that's
marginal
what I
amount of money
believe. Yeah.
in a company that already existed before he even came into the fold with that, and then got government funding from Obama to build electric cars for the masses to save the environment. But the electric cars they built, nobody can afford. The general public can't afford a fucking Tesla. So why the fuck is the government investing in electric cars that nobody can fucking afford? Okay, you could look. In 1980s, I had a fucking Power Wheels. Okay, a Power Wheels was an electric motherfucking rechargeable vehicle. That's the same fucking thing as a Tesla. There's nothing grand or exquisite or advanced about a fucking Tesla. It's a battery powered fucking car. Okay, a Power Wheels is the same fucking thing. Okay. It's not that advanced, okay? But to build a car that's $130,000 electric car that the government funded that you built, that is a
Well,
stupid fast
you
car.
can
That's stupid. They should have been building cars that
put it on
cost
the market, and it
$15,000.
It outruns everything in the quarter mile, EBT. It literally outruns everything in the quarter mile.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Most of most red-blooded American males give a fuck about drag racing.
Nobody can afford it. Nobody can afford
It
it.
has more torque, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Got more torque.
I don't like electric cars at all. I have to recognize they do haul ass down the drag strip.
How the fuck do they make the batteries from gasoline?
I don't even like electric cars at all.
I'm just saying, if the government was investing in an electric car company, they should have been producing motherfucking cars that the general public could afford. And it doesn't matter what the fuck they do in a quarter mile.
You will own nothing, and you will be happy,
and you will like it. Yeah.
You're gonna order it up on your app this is what Tommy talks about. You're gonna order it up on your app if you have the right social credit score, and it's just gonna magically appear, and it's gonna drive you wherever you're supposed to go.
Well, and that's another one of the failures about Tesla, because he's been promising these self-driving cars for 6-7 years now.
Yep.
And well, they wreck all the fucking time.
Well, and we've seen the videos. They can kind of drive.
Self-driving cars are not a reality. It's not going to happen anytime soon. It's just
no. I agree. They can sort of drive, but they can't all the way drive.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they sort of can. Sort of. Yeah, I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
They can sort of drive. Yeah, kind of.
They gave all those Tesla content producers on YouTube. They gave them all access to that first level of that self-driving thing, and every single one of them almost got in a wreck when they released that software. And now we got 1 in 4 Teslas is wrecking. Whenever people, it's not a thing.
Yeah, you got to think about. I mean, we understand, but like, okay, so what's the bigger picture? There's a bigger picture. Why create self-driving cars?
The bigger picture is to be able to lock you out of the vehicle. Same thing with Tesla.
Exactly.
You don't pay your note. You don't pay your note. Guess what? You can't drive your fucking car. Guess what? You get an error code on your car. You can't drive your fucking car. Guess what? Your credit score is low. Your social credit score is low. Guess what? You don't drive your fucking car.
Yeah, or
Remotely locked
or
out.
the
Guess
car.
what? Somebody hacks the system and test. Like this happened. This happened recently. Somebody hacked it. You couldn't even unlock your fucking car because their system was hacked. Right?
Yeah.
It's removing actual ownership. And that's just what Ben was saying, right? You will not actually own that vehicle. And this is what the manufacturer is going. You don't own the vehicle. Essentially, you're leasing it. Whether or not you bought it or not, you're leasing it, especially when there's these updates. You have to have the new update to be able to even drive the vehicle. A new update can come on. You could be obsolete and the vehicle not work, right?
Yeah, it's computer
And,
code.
This is what's
Literal
hilarious
computer code.
about this is what's hilarious about these cases being brought against John Deere for right to repair. But the most egregious company that's going against this ability for people to have the right to repair their vehicles is Tesla.
I believe it. Yeah, they won't let people do
the EPA forced John Deere and other diesel manufacturers to not allow the individual to be able to repair their tractor or their engine or their piece of equipment. The EPA, the government forced that onto the manufacturer. And then now individuals are suing the manufacturer for something the government forced upon the manufacturer. It's a shit show.
It's
Well, of course it is. It's the Mussolini's helicopter hand. That's what it is.
I can't get it in the screen. I can't get it. Yeah, there. Here you go.
all
Yeah.
by
No, but
But you know
Mussolini would have a big fucking problem with that, though. Is the thing.
Yeah, he probably would.
Because we're in corporatism now, and Mussolini would not have been a fan of corporatism the way that we have it now in America, because it's working against the people that are producing this stuff.
Yeah, it's some of that's above my pay grade, but I'll have to give that some more thought. But yeah, I don't even like electric cars, me personally. You know, I like internal combustion all the way, but I can't just pretend like there's not some advantages to electric.
Well, they're forcing it to be an advantage now. I mean, they're forcing diesel engines out of the market. You know, like everywhere.
Oh, I know.
You know, we already
I
seen
know,
this
I
in
know.
California. They're forcing
California's going to do it, by the way. Yeah, they're going to do it.
In the industrial market, the industry that I work in, they've made diesel engines so expensive now that you have to either go with some kind of gas engine, which produces more emissions than the fucking diesel engine would have been, like, you know, back in tier 2 emission standards. Or you have to go now. We're going into electric or even hybrid electric, right? But like now the funny thing is, like the regulated diesels, like the tier 4 engines, the emissions that come out of them are so much more noxious, and you can just tell they're so much more toxic than the engines were when they were at tier 1. When they would a black smoking diesel really does seem objectively less toxic than a tier 4 diesel that's supposedly clean. Like, you literally cannot be anywhere near a tier 4 diesel when it's regenning, because it's so toxic and it's just it's unreal. We've added this whole chemistry set on that literally is the size of the engine. We have a whole nother chemistry set the size of the engine to deal with the emissions from this engine. And now
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, but then obviously China and India are allowed to put out whatever the fuck they want into the atmosphere. But then over here, we got to have all this crazy bullshit to try to keep the air clean. Doesn't even make sense. But I think, but to probably, But to Tommy's point, me and you knowing that doesn't add zeros to our bank account. So he's kind of right in a way.
It adds zeros in my bank account because I know how to fix the shit. But
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
What
You know
the-
what I
still
mean?
think- I
You're
still
right.
think it's dumb.
Yeah.
I still think
You're
it's
right.
dumb though. But
Well, I'm driving one as we speak. This thing has a full fucking emissions on it.
right. I mean, I'd rather go
Yeah.
back to pump line and nozzle. I mean that was to me that was there was nothing wrong with the pump line and nozzle diesel. I mean that was the pinnacle of
If I
Yeah,
run the
yeah.
death out of this bad boy, it won't go more than 5 miles an hour. How about that?
yeah limit
That's
your
a
speed.
that's a real thing, man. Yeah, I have to put the P in it or it doesn't fucking work.
Yep.
Hey, what's Austin doing? He's falling asleep over there. What's up, Austin?
Oh, I'm giving myself a fucking neck massage. You guys are stressing me out, man.
Breathe, Austin, breathe.
Yeah, I'm gonna yield. I think we should shift it up. Maybe get
Because where the fuck did Illumitami go? What the fuck?
He ran out of his data plan. He said,
I like talking to him. He's fucking.
"Yeah, he probably just didn't want to do the full fucking flat Earth right now." But
the guy with
I'm
all
sure
these
he will.
all these hundreds of
Sure he
thousands
will
of
at some
dollars.
all
The guy with all these hundreds of thousands of dollars from Tesla ran out his data plan. That seems like a reality to me. Yeah. Okay. But,
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
it's so fake that it's got to be real, right?
It is
I don't know, man.
5-story fucking favela that he's living in.
I'm hot spotted off of a different phone because I keep going into dead spots out here. So who fuck knows?
Oh my god!
You pretty
it is
much-
It's 4.
Yeah.
It's fucking past 4 o'clock. God damn.
But yeah, I'm gonna shut it down pretty soon anyway because in 20 minutes I'm gonna be at the truck stop. I gotta get the old trailer inspected. My company,
Yeah, all my stuff
whoever
I wasn't
whoever
gonna
does
say.
our inspections is apparently on vacation, so now I have to take the thing to get it inspected. These
Yeah,
fuckers
I
are trying to get me to
promised
quit,
myself I was gonna
ABT.
do this.
What?
They're trying to get you to quit.
They're trying, but they're not going to succeed, by God, because I live in this motherfucker. And the APU, the goddamn heater on the APU quit working. Probably the AC quit working. Who knows?
Ay.
It's always something, man.
What state are you in?
I'm in Oklahoma right now. I'm about to be in Texas pretty soon. Well, now I'll be in Texas in a little while.
Is it
Yeah.
raining
Headed
or
for-
what? What's going on?
Oh, yeah, it's raining like a motherfucker. And that's the thing about self-driving big rigs is if this thing was driving itself,
They can't
If a
deal with that
person-
shit.
if a person was driving it, well, it could actually, but if a person was driving a car, they could make this thing just go off the road and crash. No fucking problem.
Or they can make all the cars go to one place and just fucking make them.
No, I mean in my car, I would know how to get in the sensors of the big rig, and I could make it hard brake and just slide off the fucking road. Because like Benton, if it started hard braking and I started sliding, I might be able to use my fucking humanity to save it from rolling. Right? The computer can't do that. The computer's just gonna fucking roll over. It's a wrap, partner.
Hey, you ever been to Fort Hood, Texas?
Where?
Fort Hood, Killeen, Harker Heights.
Yes.
Yeah, like north of.
Yeah, my first company, we had a drop yard in Harker Heights.
Yeah, I used to live out there.
I went to a truck driving school in Austin.
Okay, yeah, I've been to Austin many fucking times.
Yeah. Not too far from Harker Heights. Not too close, but not too far.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes or something. Yeah, I was stationed.
Yeah, Austin used to be badass, but it's kind of shitty now.
I heard it's like fucking almost like San Francisco now.
Well, it's just gotten real violent.
Yeah.
It used to be a very safe city. Now it's gotten a lot of crime for itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be super clean. Fucking the sidewalks were super clean. I mean, there was like no like homeless people or like I don't know. It was just fucking super clean and kept tight. And then I guess over the past few years, it turned into like a mini San Francisco or LA.
Well, I was homeless there, by the way, but the homeless, they had them in one area, and then other than that, like the cops would go out and write tickets for people who were sleeping on the sidewalk. So they pretty much just forced everybody to hide. And now, especially they had people don't realize is they had there's a court decision that came out of Los Angeles because people were smart enough. They got tickets for homelessness. So people were smart enough to challenge it in the federal courts. And they had a federal court decision came out of California. So now nationwide, the cops realize that if they criminalize homelessness, I can actually, if I get convicted, I can sue the cop individually.
Oh,
So
shit.
the cops know not to criminalize homelessness. That's what's happened. And then when the event happened, then they shut down all the services for homeless people. So then they pretty much just had to let them live in the streets at that point.
Yeah, I used to go to fucking. I used to go to street. I used to go to 6th Street like every fucking weekend, party and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, 6th Street is like one block from the Salvation Army. So that's like where it all is. That's where the Skid Row is. It's like 2 blocks over from 6th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Austin's a trip.
Yeah. You ever hang out in Round Rock?
Not on purpose. Round Rock's, yeah. Because I was like homeless and shit. They don't like homeless people in Round Rock, but go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I'm just reminiscing. I used to go to the fucking mall. They used to have a really nice mall in Round Rock I used to go to.
Yeah, if you like suburban sprawl, man, it's great. It's great for that. If you like big box stores and urban and suburban sprawl, it's a great area for sure.
Yeah.
I like cities, man, like downtowns of actual cities. You know, San Francisco is the fastest growing large city in the country. A lot of people don't realize that. Motherfuckers are moving to SF.
Homeless people or people with jobs?
No, people in general. It's literally the fastest growing large city in the country. While at the same time they promote that people are moving out and there's poop on the sidewalks. It's literally the fastest growing big city in the country, statistically.
I think I know why.
Probably because you can make a lot of fucking money there.
Oh, it's also because of the weather.
Well, yeah, it's a badass city.
A lot of homeless people move there because of the weather. The weather doesn't change during the summer or the fucking winter, so you can stay in a fucking tent and it'll be 70 degrees all year round, you know?
It gets shitty, but it's not bad. I've been there in the winter. It gets shitty, but it's not bad. Like even Santa Barbara, it'll get down below freezing every once in a while, you know. It'll get right down to about 32. But it doesn't last. It never lasts.
Yeah.
It's not like an actual winter.
Yeah.
I love California, man. California's great.
I like it. It's just expensive. It's expensive.
Well, yeah, that's kind of where the homeless people have it figured out is they don't have any money and they don't own anything. So they get to be there for free. And they get paid, you know, like LA gives them, you know, general relief. They get a certain amount of money every month from the city.
Dude, I seen something today on YouTube where they in San Francisco they picked like random African American black people and they're giving them $5 million per person.
Well, they're talking about it. That hasn't happened yet, but they're talking about it. Yes.
Some shit like that on fucking YouTube or something. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, they're talking about doing that.
Okay.
Whether or not that actually happens remains to be seen.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible at this point.
You can go to Marin County right across the bridge there, and they give. Last time I checked, this was years ago. They gave $384 a month for general relief. but they do not let people, like, they don't let people, like, be begging in the streets either. It's almost like we're so fucking rich, here, just take this fucking $400 and fuck off. Fuck off to SF and leave us alone. It's more or less what they're saying. Because I've been to Sausalito and hung out in the Starbucks. As long as you mind your business and you don't cause a problem, nobody cares. But they're not going to let people fucking panhandle and shoot up in the streets, you know. It's too rich, man. It's too wealthy for that.
Yeah.
I camped out by that yacht club for a while. Down, I forget where that is, but it's somewhere on the other side of the bridge. You know, if you leave San Francisco on the Golden Gate, go to Marin County. There's some kind of yacht club out there. What?
I'm out. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Later, EBT. Yeah, I'm exiting in 14 minutes, so that'll probably be the end of it there. It's always good to have you, Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, man. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah. Tommy will be back, hopefully. I didn't, like I said, I kind of feel bad because I wasn't laughing at him, but I was definitely laughing about Jeff Bezos shooting his phallus into the sky and fucking watching the Virgin launch, and it literally, they supposedly went weightless, and the screen went all pixelated when they were floating around in there. I'm just like, yeah, of course. It's like an HD TV until the actual weightlessness, you know. Which doesn't prove anything, but it's sus.
It's just
Definitely sus.
It's so many things. It's not just like one thing. Like,
That's,
oh, we this. It's like hundreds of things. Like, oh, all this. Okay, so space is a vacuum. So how come when you go to the moon, the fucking flag is flying? How come the shoe from Buzz Aldrin is not the same fucking shoe print as in the
well, but like Tommy will point out, there apparently is video where the flag isn't waving, right? So, I mean, I don't fucking know. Thank God I'm not smart enough. I'm really not smart enough to even understand what you're saying. So I don't have to worry about it.
They're covering up their steps at this point. They're covering up.
Well, yeah, exactly. But again, like, I don't mind the debate. I'm just saying, like, I really don't care if Tommy believes all those official narratives. That's kind of on him. But meanwhile, hypothetically, he did make a lot of money off of it. So fair play, you know. That's the way I look at it. But the fact that I know all these conspiracies, it really doesn't put any money in my pocket. But the fact that I can mine this fiat while I'm talking to you on a live stream and there's people that want to watch it, to me, that's a beautiful thing.
I think you froze up there. You're frozen.
Thanks for watching. Bye.